Hi everyone, my name is Craig and welcome to tonight's episode of Guildgates and Goblins. Before we get into the game, as you can probably tell, we are absent always Turtle tonight. She'll be back next week, but for now we have our six-member John with us here. So John, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm John. I don't stream. I love playing D&D and big friends with Turtle, and then I met all these wonderful folks. So I'm looking to get in with these folks and hopefully help figure out some stuff on this D&D campaign.
Cryptic.
Well, you don't know who I am yet, so, gotta be a little cryptic.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, we'll jump into the game in just a second, but one more thing before we do. I think we'd all like to take the opportunity to thank everyone who tuned into our first episode last week for taking the time to check us out. The reception on Twitch, on YouTube, and on all the kind of podcast hosting sites we were on, it's just been so phenomenal. Great feedback, really positive words being said about it. So
I'm
really
sorry, I just spilled all my dice on the floor. You can hear that.
No. Thanking the community, and I'm interrupted like that. But yeah, it's been great to see the reception on it. So I think we're all pretty pleased with how it's gone down. Oh, and another thing, the party did level up at the end of the first session, so they're now all level 2, so a little bit more resilient. So
a little bit more.
Yeah. Anyway, let's recap what happened last session. So,
the name's Darukine. To me, the city's far too chaotic. Though the rest of my family are proud legionnaires, I sought a different path. One more orderly, less zealous. Though I wished to join the ranks of the lawmakers of the Azorius, they felt that my skills were a little bit more suited to the field. My day-to-day typically involves looking at the failings of the law and cleaning up after the mess. Though I am currently no more than a Leo detective, I know that one day I'll show the Boros, the Azorius, and all of Ravnica what true order and peace look like.
Alright, Reg is the name. Some of the lads in the Legion call me Two Scars, though, on account of my handsome face, of course. I ain't much of a hero, just a local guard doing his bit to shut down all this chaos that seems to be popping up these days. Got a taste of it myself years ago, when those bloody mad Rakdos lot came whirling through Foundry Street. I stood up for myself, told the buggers to scarper and got torn to shreds for it. I ain't looking to cause trouble, but if I get a chance at tearing down that cult, I ain't gonna think twice before returning the favour. Anyway, I owe the Legion a lot, saving me and all that. And I reckon this lot's the one to be in with to fix this bloody mess. Here's open anyway.
I am Razix Yule. This body was bred and absorbed as an offering of peace between a group of Cynic Combine and a Golgari swarm. The Combine offered a handful of specimens which could tirelessly and effectively work in the Undercity, an offer that the swarm in the area found quite intriguing. In return, they asked that their food be untainted and the dead disposed of quickly. I am one of the hybrids bred specifically for the swarm. Our hardened insect-like bodies give us an edge we need to thrive in the Undercity. The swarm has opened my eyes to very stimulating ideals. I began to understand the swarm's way of life and their way of death. I do not staunch the bleeding of an enemy. I allow nature to create new life from old. Who says you can only live once? Come, let me show you the folly of those words.
Born with an innate ability to build and learn, I took to creating from a young age. Music, art, but most importantly, engineering. I am the proud owner of the world's most efficient thunder cannon. Taking inspiration from dragons, I perfected a way of melting ammunition at 2700 degrees into blasts of plasma energy. But of course, I'm more than just a man with a machine. Initially groomed to follow in the footsteps of my father, a distinguished member of the Boros Legion, I've picked up a few tricks to stay alive. While naturally taken to learning and reading, I've never been one to shy away from a social setting either. While some of my colleagues might prefer the company of a book or a blueprint, I've always preferred the company of a gorgeous woman and a glass of Chardonnay. I'm looking to leave a legacy on the world, and I'm not concerned with guilds, but as long as Izzet's goals line up with mine, and the professor who mentors me is still willing to tolerate me, I'm willing to play Izzet's games, and who knows, maybe I'll make a splash at Niv Mizzet one day.
I am a Sarah Stonehoof, a loyal member of the Boros Legion. Or at least I used to be, until I discovered the hard way that blind loyalty is a dangerous thing. Now, I'm far more cautious with where I place my trust. Much like my father and his father before him, I joined the Legion believing I would make a difference, stand for justice and defend the weak. But there's only so much I can do patrolling the streets of Ravnica. It's been so long since my last decent battle. My rage grows as my axe rusts, and I long for the Gruul to riot once again. I need more than this. There has to be more. I'll find it.
Last session. So, the party all met on the Festival of the Guild Pact. And that's a yearly event in the city of Ravnica to celebrate peace and harmony between all 10 guilds. After briefly enjoying some of the celebrations, the festival came under attack by several individuals dressed in clothes and armor from all 10 guilds. The party managed to fight off the attackers, but during the exchange, Master Ember, a professor for the Izzet League, was seemingly captured and taken away. In the aftermath of the fighting, the party was summoned before the Guild Council. The Guild Council itself, it's known in the 10th district of Ravnica as being a conclave of the representatives who debate, discuss, and decide on business that affects all manner of things in the 10th district. I do just want to stress, though, that the Guild Pact, or the Guild Council, they are not the leaders of the 10 guilds, they're just appointed representatives, because I think there was some confusion about that last time. So, the Guild Council tasked the party with hunting down the perpetrators of the attack, finding out the reasoning for it, and hopefully recovering Master Ember. With that, they were told to report to a man who worked for them, Gelder Petrock, who would have some leads for the party to follow. The next day, the party set out to talk to one of those who took part in the attack and was being held prisoner in a place known as the Span of Atonement. The party questioned the prisoner, who seemingly had no memory outside of a recollection of a room she was held in, manacles tying her and others like her to a wall, the smell of blood, and the sound of animals braying and crying out from outside. The party left the bridge to set out again and chase down some other leads, and that is where we joined them. So, you guys are all just on the bridge, or just on the outside of the bridge along the street that runs beside it. What would you like to do?
I forget what we said we were going to do. What were we going to do?
I think we just gave up on the bridge because the prisoner didn't remember anything.
Yeah, pretty much.
We were discussing what she heard and smelt, and it sounded like a slaughterhouse of some sort.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And a slaughterhouse.
Right.
All right. Do we know where the nearest slaughterhouse is, perhaps?
Well, in the 10th district, the city of Ravnica, there are a multitude of slaughterhouses.
Okay, hear me out here.
There is still the second lead as well that was mentioned. In case
what's that?
Yeah, there's a mark on the weapons, isn't there?
Oh, yeah. Smart thinking, Reg. I don't know where you get that idea from, but...
I keep a very studious notebook, mate.
I do too. I have my notebooks over there. Anyway, I'm not saying that we should split up, but we'll cover more ground if we split up.
Right, that sounds like you're saying we should split up there, mate.
I have to concur.
Well, I'm just saying, it's never like... It's usually wrong to split up, but I think this time we would actually cover more ground. Think about how long it'll take for all of us to walk to every single individual slaughterhouse.
Yeah, except here's the thing, mate. We basically came together and were very shortly attacked right after. If we split up and that happens again, we might not fare so well.
Well, we weren't really attacked. I don't think we were the targets. I'm not really afraid of being gunned down in the street. It's like some kind of degenerate.
Right. That sounds like your kind of thing, but, you know.
What are these guns you speak of?
They're...
Sounds like bloody Izzet thing to me.
Yeah, it's very advanced beyond me. It's like this glove, except it shoots lead instead of energy. Mine's cooler.
As you say. Well, we do have the matter of the insignia as well, the anvil, I believe it was.
Yeah, it was the symbol at the base of one of the blades that was recovered from the attack. It was the symbol of an anvil with flames going around it.
An anvil with flames.
Right. Well, so we look into that.
Yeah. If there's too many slaughterhouses to look through or at, perhaps we look for a forge of some sort?
Yeah.
Or a weapon maker?
Well, sorry, just to remind you guys again, Gelder did tell you That's the stamp of a blacksmith known as Fire and Steel.
Oh, right. Yes. We have very
Really
bad
should grab
memories.
my handy dandy notebook.
Oh, I did. I wrote that down too.
Oh dear.
If only we could read.
And I was like, I was sure I told them.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Right. I reckon we go pay them a visit.
I agree.
So,
Okay.
as you guys begin to step away from the road and make your way towards the blacksmith, a figure detaches itself from an alley and begins to approach you. John, if you'd like to describe yourself.
Sure. So Razix has black hair slicked back behind his ears, has a hood on most of the time, but noticeably he has two small segmented antennae coming out of his top of his head. His eyes are noticeably larger than a human's and are kind of glossy. His skin is kind of dry and cracked, but of what you can see, it kind of looks kind of like not scales, but just pieces put together. And you don't know this, you wouldn't know, but on his back he has small wings.
Right.
Whoa,
So, yeah,
hold up there, bud. Creepy
excuse
guy
me.
walking out an alley right at us. Hold up, pal.
I am not creepy.
Well,
That was really creepy.
it was a bit creepy, yeah.
I'm gonna have to agree with these guys.
Not much creeps on Reg, but you got my dander up.
Oh dear God, there's much more creepier things in this world than I.
Can we help you with something, sir?
Not walking at me out of an alleyway.
I have come on behalf of the Guild Council.
Yes.
Right.
To
Just to
broaden
be creepy, or you got a message, or
a few things, I guess. First, I have 5 envelopes, one each to each of you in the party. I do believe you are Reg and Daru, Cash and Ceres and
It's
and
pronounced
Laura.
Kosh, but I'll let that slide.
leave it off, Cash. Yeah, go on.
So I will. I'll hand them the
Okay.
envelopes.
Do you guys... There's also one for Talora as well. Do you guys all unwrap the envelopes?
I'd tear into mine as soon as it was handed me.
Yeah.
I'll take mine and I'll keep Talora's if that's fine with everyone else.
Sure. Well, Talora is
I
still
did.
there with you, and she does reach for her own envelope.
Ah, right.
And as Ares grabs
so-
it.
I want both.
If you guys all look in roll 20 on the character part, you should see something that called Note from Eris Millo. Do you all
Ooh,
see that?
yes. I'm gonna,
Okay, so
and
you
don't
flip
worry,
that
I'm gonna
open.
show the stream mine. Look,
Okay, I shall read it
production
out.
value.
For those listening on audio only, I shall read it out. So it says, Dear, and they would have whoever it's addressed to their name. Reg, your one actually is addressed to Reginald.
Oh, fancy, I like that. Now, nice little bit of respect. Don't get much of that around here.
The letter reads, I hope this letter finds you well, and with progress being made on the investigation. After a very gentle reminder from myself, the Guild Council has seen fit to award you with a small sum as thanks for your assistance with the horrid attack on the festival. This letter is delivered by one of our agents, and we hope that you will heed any advice that he may offer. Please remember that although you are working on the Guild Council's behalf, subtlety should be well considered when following the paths of this investigation. You're advised to report back your findings to Gelder before taking any rash action. I wish you the very best of luck. Eris Millo, Chief Administrator to the Guild Council. And enclosed within each envelope is the sum of 50 gold.
Ooh.
Ooh. Think of all the roast chicken that's gonna buy Reg.
Decent chunk of change. I'll take it.
I also come bearing information. I was tasked to go talk to a Gelder as well, and he gave me 2 new leads that might help us in our investigation. There was a gentleman named Bez. He's in a poorer area of the district. He has some information. He might have seen what was going on at the time.
Right.
There's what?
And secondly, I believe you are looking for a second survivor. Is that right?
Correct.
That second survivor is not at the Span of Atonement. He's actually at the Institute of Civil Order.
Justin, I'll say at this moment, you would know what the Institute of Civil Order. It's basically the main headquarters for the Azorius Senate in the 10th District.
Oh, okay.
The final thing was I was also tasked to follow the party to ensure that the Guild Council's ideals are being held to the right standard.
And what's a Golgari got to do with standards?
There are all 10 guilds at the council.
Yeah, clearly.
Feels like we've got ourselves a babysitter, but all right.
As long as you stop
That's
doing that
cool.
weird, creepy thing where you talk to us. I mean, not the whole talking. I mean, when you, not like all of the talking, just when you talk, you do that really long pause. It unsettles me.
It was quite ominous, to be honest.
Yeah. I really felt like I was at a funeral. I hate funerals.
I'll try my best.
You just did it again. You just did it. That's what I'm talking about.
You Izzet folk are always very interesting.
Right.
All right. So, we have a few leads we can follow then. What should we start
Just as
with?
you're all saying this, Talora, who's been reading her letter a little more intently than the rest of you, looks up and says, I hope you're all ready for my always thorough impression.
Oh, God. Do I need to turn the volume down?
I was going to say, can we turn the volume down?
It seems I've been summoned. The Guild Council wish to have a word with me. I'm afraid I'm going to have to leave you all for a bit. But it seems that Razix here will assist, at least for a time. I guess we'll meet up at some point in the future, but hopefully not too far away.
Travel safely then.
Right, leave the bread.
We left it back at the station.
What? It's going to be desperately looking around. Checking everyone's hands.
So yeah, after that, Talora just gives you all a wave and heads off into the city.
Right.
So, shall we visit the blacksmith, the second prisoner, or a different lead?
I reckon this blacksmith might know something, in case these fellas are going to attack somewhere else.
It's a good place to start. Let's go.
Yeah, I think also if we get some good information before we go to the prisoner, it might, give us a better idea of what kind of questions to ask, maybe jog their memory.
Yeah, I reckon. It's a good idea.
I agree.
So, making your way to the blacksmith. Okay. One moment. Okay, so after about 20 minutes or so of travel, most of you kind of have heard of Fire and Steel, and you have a rough idea of where it is until eventually you arrive at it. So Fire and Steel itself is situated in the middle of a street, and the roads kind of branch around it in a Y shape with a blacksmith in the middle. It's more of like a large tented looking compound rather than a building. There's lots of tents, and there's the sound of a multitude of hammers ringing out on metal. The pump of bellows and smog fills the air. Then you can see a lot of people working inside it, coming and going. And there's plenty of people kind of carrying crates in and out, orders being brought in, raw materials, that sort of thing. And there's a real energy of activity and production to it. So as you approach, you can see kind of towards the front of it, the direction you're approaching from, there is a figure standing behind a table, leaning over a ledger.
The smell of hard work on the air. I'm home, boys.
Yeah, we'll wait
I
and
didn't
see
really
that.
consider you to be a man who works with his hands.
I'm offended, Dara. How do you think I made this?
Well, I assume turning some gears is not nearly as strenuous a task as these fine ladies and gentlemen smithing.
Okay, that might be right. We don't have to be so mean about it.
I was just pointing out an observation.
You know what? Forget it. Let's go inside.
Yeah. I'll pat Carson on the back like, don't worry about him, them Azorius. They love their observations and that. Leave him.
Okay, so are you guys approaching the guy at the front there, behind the table, with the ledger in front of him? Seems to be the kind of front port of call, I guess. Yep. Okay. So as you approach, you can see he's a human man. He looks a little bit sweaty and haggard. His sleeves are kind of rolled up. He's got black smudges from soot across his face, and he peers over the ledger to look at all of you, and he says, "Hello, welcome to Fire and Steel. How can I help you?"
I'll look back towards Daru.
Yeah, I also looked to Daro on this one.
All right, then. We are doing an investigation. We wanted to know if you've recently been missing a cache of weapons, if anything has been stolen, or if you've recently sold a large bulk of items.
Well, I'm not really the one who keeps track of that sort of thing. Let me fetch Orlo. He'll know what to do. And you can see this guy looks a little bit nervous. But he kind of heads back in towards the compound, and he returns out.
As soon as he heads back in, can I jump up and grab the ledger and have a look at what's in there?
I also have a request too at some point.
Okay. All right. Sure. I don't even think a roll's required for this. He's not looking. Yeah, you can quickly take a peek and look at it if you'd like.
Yeah.
It's just there's nothing. You take a quick glance through the pages. It just seems to be a list of various orders that are coming in, those that are going out.
Is there any that says sort of like, 50 daggers for the assassin lot?
nothing explicitly sinister.
Right.
You do see a large amount of orders that are addressed to the Lowe Merchant Company. Specifically, that seems to be where a lot of the weapons are shipped off to.
Mm.
Reg, can you read?
Whoa, mate. I didn't make it through intense training without being able to read. At least by the end of it.
Okay. I was actually going to say, when he was talking to us and he seemed kind of nervous because he's not sure what's going on, or nervous because he's trying to hide something?
Let's say make an insight check on that one.
Oh boy. First roll of the day.
So I gotta close this out. That is a 6.
A 6. It's hard to tell. That's all I'll give you.
Right.
Just a nervous boy.
Maybe. So yeah, the human guy returns with a minotaur, and the minotaur is approaching. You can see he's quite a large one. He's got black fur and broad shoulders and thick muscles run across his arms. He's got a large leather apron that covers most of his upper body, and he's clutching a hammer in one hand, but it looks pretty small for the size that he is, and he kind of looks you all up and down and says, "Can I help you?"
As I asked your companion here, we are following up on some information. I need to know whether or not you've had any large number of weapons stolen from this location, or have recently sold a bulk of items to one of your non-regulars.
Do you have any credentials there?
I'll pull out my badge.
Okay. He takes a good long look at it before he kind of nods to himself, and you see like almost steam breathes out of his large nostrils before he nods to himself and says, "Well, most of our weapons we ship off to the Delove Company. They're the ones who buy in bulk. I don't tend to deal in the orders myself. I sell to them in bulk, but there's a problem there at the moment."
And what's that?
We've heard of some trouble outside of the warehouse. Apparently the workers have started rioting.
Hmm.
Right. Right.
No, go ahead, Reg, you first.
No, I was just wondering if, was Ares or Duru, you've heard of any riots, because I ain't been tasked to one.
If I had heard of a riot, I would have been in there first and front and center and hitting people, basically.
Right, hopefully on the right side. What about you,
Oh yeah,
Duru?
always.
No, I tend to look at crimes that involve fewer number of people.
Oh, well, I tend to volunteer for riots, so guessing it
Of
ain't
course you
been
do.
put down.
Perhaps we should...
Would there happen to be any butchers, any tradesmen of like shepherds, any kind anywhere near the Delu company?
Delove,
right?
Not that I know of. They work in the mainly merchant and industrial sector. If you're looking for fresh produce, there's always the Market of the Seven Spices.
Ooh, secret recipe.
But
are you tasked with making non-weapon blades? Kitchen utensils, things like that?
not often, no. It's mainly outfitting for the Legion that we do.
Not often. So you have in the past?
I would say, yeah, I've made a set of cutlery or two in my time.
But not recently?
Not that I can remember, no.
Okay.
Well, listen, we're on more than just Azorius business. We're on official guild business. If anything should change, or you should remember anything that it'd slip your mind at this point, ask for Kosh or Daru at what tavern did we stay in last night? Help.
You didn't stay in a tavern. You you stayed in the premises of Gelder.
Yeah, we stayed in Gelder Petrox.
Yeah.
Yeah. Send a message to Gelder Petrox if you remember anything.
All right, I will. But really, I think the best option is to head to the Delobe Merchant Company. I sell en masse to them, and I assume they would handle the smaller orders. We ship out about 500 blades a week here.
Impressive.
Mm.
Well, we've got quite a big operation.
Those are rookie numbers. You gotta pump those numbers up.
Quite an easy way to get a few blades missing.
Yeah, sounds
Sounds
about
like it.
right.
I forgot you were here for a second, man. You were really
Yeah, I was just kind of skulking in the corner,
that is unsettling. Oof.
perusing the wares.
All right.
Do you have any more business with me?
Not unless anyone wants any weapons. As you can see, I already have a fine blade by my side.
You could do with an upgrade, Reg.
This blade has kept me alive more than once.
Oh, don't doubt that.
That's a blade?
Oh yeah, mate, you should see the pointy bit.
I've been thinking about switching to a large two-handed battle axe myself, actually. I think it's more my style.
Well, I reckon.
You don't strike me as the.
We did just get 50 gold. I'm thinking if there's ever a time to switch, now's the time.
Well, I didn't see you hit much with that gauntlet of yours, so might as well try it.
Ouch. Ouch. All right, let's go. Let's leave.
Kosh runs away.
Leaving.
You just run out the door.
Tail between your legs. Okay.
No, Kosh, look at this one. I've got a massive one off the wall. Try it.
I pick it up and I can barely hold it.
It's easy. Flippity flip. Put it back.
Okay. So where are you guys heading off to now?
Right, anyone know where this Delove company is? Craig, how are you spelling that, by the way, just for my notes?
Yeah.
D-L-O-V.
Okay, that's what I've got.
No, sorry, D-E-L-O-V.
That's what I've got, cool.
The love. All right. Let's head there. Let's go see what this riot business is about.
Right,
and
does anyone know where that is, though?
That way.
You'd know it's in the industrial merchant sector, really.
Gonna be
But
dealing with
not-
bloody Orzhov.
Would, as a member of Izzet, would I know that area well enough to know where this is?
Let's say make an investigation check.
Dude, my rolls are terrible. What is this? Okay, that's a 10.
10. You may have heard of it before, but knowing its exact location enough to lead the party there is maybe a bit beyond you.
Would I know, being a member of Boros?
I can't really see a reason for why you would know.
All right.
Well, we can just ask around. I'm great with people.
Sure.
Right.
We should ask the person who sells to them?
Yeah, I reckon that's his first shout, to be honest.
Well, we've already walked out of the shop. It'll be awkward if we walk back in now. I'd rather just take.
I'm gonna Darrow's going to walk back in and ask where the warehouse is.
Right, 2 streets down. He gives you the directions.
Thanks.
Okay, so you guys making your way there now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Making our way downtown.
Okie doke.
walking fast.
Wow.
Fast and homebound.
So, after about 30 minutes or so of travel, going a little bit further down in the district itself, you come to a large area where there's kind of this air of prosperousness to it. There's carts being loaded and moved around. You see a lot of merchants going up and down the streets, counting coins out by the side of the road, until eventually you come to a large warehouse that you can see with tall wooden doors in front of it that are closed and barred out front. Just next to the barred door, there's a stone staircase that leads up to a door, and you can see in front of all this, there's a large crowd of people gathered around outside. And as you get a little bit closer, you can see the crowd itself is interspersed with a few Gruul clan members. And further off to the side, you can see another group of Gruul members leaning against the wall, looking on and kind of pointing on, not quite laughing, but there seems to be an air of amusement to them. The crowd itself doesn't seem angry. They're mostly just sort of standing around, arms folded, loitering and talking amongst themselves. There's a lot of variety to the people that are there, but you can see a lot of them are bearing the mark of the cult of Rakdos, who you can all guess are kind of the likely workers. Here, Rakdos generally making up the main bulk of the city's manual and menial workers. And then just in front of the crowd by the entrance to the warehouse, you can see a large giant dressed in black and white robes with the armor of the Orzhov Legion. He's got a large warhammer grasped in both hands, and he has some sort of helmet on that covers almost all of his face and just leaves a single glass lens open right in the center.
How giant are we talking in terms of redges?
He probably reaches about, Reg reads up to about just his ankle, I'd say.
Right. Well, we all know how Achilles died, so.
But then just next to the giant, you can see another figure dressed in the white and black of Orzhov. It's kind of a slim, looks to be a Vidalcan woman, just kind of staring out at the crowd.
Interesting.
I reckon those two would be the ones to speak to.
Well, I was thinking, if this is a civil dispute, if one group sees us talking to the other group, they might not be so keen to talk to us afterwards. I'm not saying we split up as in a lot. I'm saying I'm just saying we walk to other sides of the crowd. If there's a fight, we'll still all be right here. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna lean into Kosh like, mate, who you trying to get rid of? Is it that creepy insect guy? Because
do you not like me or something?
Oh, he was listening. Run.
Insane.
Right. I think you might be right, to be honest, Kosh.
Agreed.
I ain't talking to that bloody Rakdos lot, so
Okay.
I ain't much keener about talking to the Gruul, but alright.
Okay, so then I'll take Bug's Life and Alias with me to go and talk to, was it the Vidalcan woman?
Wait, what? I thought Reg and I were going to go talk.
Oh, are you guys doing that? No, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because neither of us like the Rakdos.
Yeah,
Alright,
sure.
Okay, so we've got Kosh, Azaris, and Razix going to the Gruul people, and then Reg and Deru going to the Orzhov people. Okay. Let's do Kosh's group first. So, you guys approach, and you can see it's definitely a Gruul clan member. He's adorned in various animal furs and pelts, and you can see tattoos run up and down across his body. He's got a large animal skull placed on top of his head, which in itself is carved with various swirls and patterns. And alongside him, there's a Viashino, which is kind of like a lizard person with a long tail, and a small goblin next to them. And this group just seems to be talking amongst themselves as you approach.
Oh, allow me. Hail, friends. See, we have a
hello, fellow workers.
Going on here.
Who's asking? And that's from the guy with the animal skull.
Just another downtrodden member of the working class.
And he says with his like thunder gauntlet on.
Yeah, like didn't you pretty much just go to like a prestigious university, pretty much?
This is where you hide it behind your back.
I kind of like shoulder my cloak a little bit over more the gauntlet and put the other shoulder a bit more forward, angle myself.
Okay. So he says to you and says, "That's nice. What do you want?"
Well, I'm just trying to get a feel for what's going on here. You know, I always love a good riot, but
No
I
one's
like to know what
rioting,
I'm getting
friend.
up in arms about.
Well, the way we see it, these people are slaves, or at least no better than. It's only right that they try and live their lives a little bit, stand up to those who control them. We're simply here to encourage them.
You guys are like peacekeepers.
No, we do not keep the peace.
So you are starting a riot.
No, do you see anyone rioting?
Well,
We're just here for a good time.
They're not rioting yet.
you say tomato, I say tomato.
Well, Luke, what do you want? You're welcome to go and join them.
Sure, yeah, that just sounds like a great time.
All right, then. Okay.
Okay, I think we got off on the wrong foot here.
All right, well, you can start again, but...
Okay. I'm going to look back to Aseries and... John, what's your character's name? I forgot to write it down.
Razix.
Razix, you're right. I'd be like, guys, help me out here. I'm
Dark's
bombing.
life.
I'm bombing. I'm just trying to get a better feel for what's going on here. I'm an Izza guild member, and we've kind of been having
That's
some...
obvious enough by the way you're dressed.
Yeah, right. I probably did that to myself. Anyway, we've been having some similar problems, actually. And I've just been trying to get a feel for what's making people upset. Maybe help keep the peace a bit better over there.
We don't want to keep the peace. We want these people to rise up.
Well, help me help you then. What can I do to help enable these people?
There's nothing more. It's happening.
What's happening? They're just standing around.
Give it time. Give it time.
So you are starting a riot. I knew it. You always come back to this.
It's just a bit of fun.
Other than fun, what could you possibly be getting out of this?
Well, it's good to see people taken down a peg, especially the Orzhov Syndicate.
Say that name again?
The Orzhov Syndicate,
Orzhov.
one of the 10 guilds in Ravnica.
Okay.
They're generally merchants, bankers, with kind of like a religious bent to them. People get kind of heavily indebted to them, and then their sins are like penance by the debts they owe, sort of thing. Kind of weird.
Okay.
The Orzhov Syndicate. Kinda weird.
Okay, well...
Do you have anything else for me? I mean, let's be honest, this conversation is not going well.
I think it's going swimmingly. All right, thank you very much. But no, I don't think there's anything much I could gather from this conversation. I'll tell you what. I'm just gonna go get a feel for the crowd, and I'm gonna start.
You do that. Get a good sense of the temperament out there. Okay. So so Kosh, are you walking away now from?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk into the crowd now and find like the angriest person in the crowd.
Okay. Well, Azaris and Razix, where are you guys? Are you going with Kosh, or are you going to stay with?
Yeah, we'll stick with him.
Okay. All right, we'll jump now to Reg and Deru. So, as I said, the two of you guys are approaching this slim Vidalcan woman alongside this large giant, both of them dressed in the black and whites of the Orzhov Syndicate. So as you get a little bit closer, you can see that this Vidalcan woman, she's kind of jittery and nervous. She's looking kind of wide-eyed towards the crowd.
Right.
So she's definitely dressed in like the black and golds.
Yeah.
Orzhov. Interesting. All right. I speak both of those languages. So Darrow's going to approach and I'll look up at the giant and say hello in his language, probably just deep nonsense. And then I'll say
That's
hello.
what I speak.
Does
say
Deru
hello to
speak
the-
giant?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I speak Common, Goblin, Crawl, Vidalcan, Loxodon, and Giant.
All right.
Hey, different perpetrators. You got to talk to them in different ways.
Yeah. All right. So,
Interpretate.
are you saying hello to just the giant or to both?
So
of them?
I say hello to the giant, and then I'll say hi to the Vidalcan lady in Vidalcan, and then I'll continue in Common. So Reg, he's not lost.
Reg can speak Celestial, mate. I'll continue it like that.
As you speak to the giant first and say hello, and he kind of bends down and looks down toward you and goes, "Hello," and then you speak to. What are you saying to the Vidalcan woman? Are you just saying hello to her as well?
So I say hello to her in Vidalcan, and then in Common I say, "Odd seeing a Vidalcan as a part of the Orzhov."
So after you've just said hello to her, and she doesn't even seem to react initially. Her eyes are just looking out towards this crowd, kind of wide-eyed and nervous, before the large giant kind of peers down at her and just prods her on the shoulder, and she kind of comes out of whatever haze she is. She's like, "Oh, hello. Sorry, we're closed for the day. You might want to come back tomorrow, maybe."
Oh, they're all bloody nuts.
I see you're having difficulty. Do you need some form of assistance?
Yes, that would be nice, but we're a bit stuck here for the moment.
With
the big crowd of our workers that don't listen to us anymore.
Right, classic problem.
But why?
Well, things have been kind of busy the past week or so. We've been getting a lot of orders in, and we might have been pushing them a little too hard. Normally, Edward here has been kind of enough to bully Edward. Not Edward. Yeah. Normally, Edward here has been enough to normally keep them in line, but they were reluctant to use violence outright to deal with it. So this is where you kind of find us. These guys showed up, and she kind of points off towards the Grulkan members, and they've kind of raised hell against us, and it's been like this since the morning, really. And I don't know what to do. And Catherine upstairs, she's been yelling at me, and please, can you help?
Why haven't you called the bloody Legion?
Well, we'd rather not have them here.
And why is that?
Do I notice anything like outwardly
evil
against code with this warehouse?
Against code. Well, the front doors are barred with like a large wooden bar in front of it, so you can't see into the warehouse. So other than that, I don't really know too much about warehouse code or bureaucracy, unfortunately. So I can't really think of anything else that would be out of code. It looks fairly normal. There's no like unpacked crates of drugs or anything like that sitting around. There's no hidden deals going on here. Sorry, what was the other question? You asked one, Reg.
I just said, why don't you want the Legion in?
That's right. Why don't you make a persuasion check?
All right. Old Reg can be very persuasive. All right. And by very persuasive, I mean I do not have a modifier. 13?
13. Well, they're a little more trouble than they're worth at times, and we'd rather disperse this peacefully if possible.
Listen, mate, you got the Gruul and the Rakdos here. What do you reckon the chances of this ending peacefully are?
Well, we were kind of hoping Edward here would be enough insurance against that it would stop them going into open rioting and violence.
Well, I mean, he's a big bloke, but there's a lot of them down there. I'd like a eye glance. How many would you guess there to be? Like,
out of the crowd.
Yeah.
In front, there's probably about 25 of what looks to be workers, but you see interspersed in the crowd are several Gruul members kind of joining these little groups that form like these social circles and kind of talking and clapping them on the back. They seem to be the ones riling up the crowd.
Right, well, I don't know if old Edward here will have too much in his hands.
No, he could probably deal with this, but as I said, we don't want to make a mess of things.
Graphic.
Well, I commend you on your commitment to the preservation of lives. Let me see if I can handle this. I'm going to start walking towards the crowd.
Sure.
Did you want to jump to the...
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Do we like,
I was like,
oh, Daryl, funny meeting you here.
Good point, Daru. Thanks for keeping me on track. Kosh, so you were looking, and are the rest of you all going with Kosh to look for whoever kind of seems the most angriest?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be shouldering my way through.
Kosh, why don't you give me a perception check for most angriest rioter?
It's probably the smallest one in the lot.
That is a 14 for me.
Okay. So you kind of take a look around, and it's hard to pick out the one single one that looks angriest. They generally don't look angry, just kind of bored almost. They've been kind of standing around.
If nobody looks like really angry, I want to find like a circle where there's maybe a couple of like Gruul members hanging around with people, and there seems to be kind of like a general buzz of energy around the circle, and maybe that's what I'll look for instead.
Yeah, sure. Most of the groups are kind of like that, where there's sort of one Gruul member to like 5 or 6 individual workers. So you walk up into one of them, and you are you just listening in, or are you actually going to try and break into the circle?
I'm actually going to try to break into the circle.
Well, like clap your hands, but yay!
Yeah, no, I'm literally going to walk up and like clap someone on the back and just try to like merge into their circle.
Okay, so as you walk up, you see one of the Gruul members. It's another Viashino, and he's kind of leaning in and talking to this group. He's like, "You've got to rise up. The people you work with, they're your brothers, and the people you work for, they're the enemy. You need to take back control. Come and join us and live free for a change. This place is not for you. Man and humanity were meant to live out in the wilds, where we can be at peace and enjoy nature. This is not the place to be." And generally stuff like that seems to be that they're trying to convince them more to leave.
Have I success? Am I like actually in the circle?
Honestly, most of the people in the circle are kind of tuned in to what the Viashino's saying. Azaris and Razix, what are you guys doing? Are you going to try and clap round into this big group huddle that's going on, or are you just hanging back and watching?
Azaris.
I'm a little bit taller than most of them, right? So I think I'm kind of just standing behind him and like rolling my eyes every time he tries one of these stunts, and like just keeping an eye out for any threats in the crowd.
Okay, I'll look back to Azaris and I'll say, okay, just follow my lead. I have an idea.
I'm gonna try to push into the group as well.
Okay,
sure.
You get I would say, Razix, you do get a couple little kind of squints at you as you kind of look in, but no one seems to outwardly be hostile to you joining the circle here. So, Kosh, what were you going to do?
I just want to say, so who exactly is the enemy here? Is it her? And I'll point up at the lady on the podium or up front.
And are you asking just the group in general?
Yeah, I'm just going to kind of like put that out there into the group.
Okay. A few of the workers kind of look at you and say, "It's no one individual, friend. It's everything. It's the system trying to keep us down. No. This one has the right of it." And they point at the Viashino and they say, "It's time for us to try something different for a change. I don't want to be working here for the next 20 years, breaking my back so someone else can make a profit off me."
Hey, you can preach that, friend. I know all about that. That's why I left Is It. Well, not left Is It, but I know all about that. I'm not trying to be a plumber for 30 years. Trust me, I get that. I'm just saying, maybe that's a big guy up there. I'm gonna point at the giant. I'm not sure if you guys are gonna win this fight. Maybe we talk this over. I mean, we've got our own giant. I'm gonna point at a series, so maybe we can force a meeting.
Can I ask a question to them?
Yeah, go ahead.
If you agree with this gentleman here, what is the purpose of standing here? Why not just leave?
Well, we've got to show them, right? They've got to know that we're not to be messed with.
They've got to occupy Wall Street.
Every
10th Street.
every hour we stand out here is more money they're losing. Isn't that enough?
Standing in the sun?
No,
just go hang out under a tree or something. I don't know. Seems better time.
Maybe you get too wrapped up in the practicalities of it, miss, but we're quite happy where we are.
Whatever suits you, I guess.
Unfortunately for you, I think there's going to be a lot of bloodshed if things escalate.
So creepy.
That was creepy.
Okay.
Well, let's jump to Daru.
Okay.
So, there's probably enough time for it all to kind of link up now. So, Daru, you were approaching the group, like the large kind of.
And now that I'm level 2. All right. I'm going to channel divinity. I'm going to present my holy symbol, which is my badge for some reason.
Okay.
And everyone within 30 feet of me, who I choose, which is everyone, has to succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by me.
That includes us, right?
Yeah, so that's
I'll not choose you guys.
Okay. All right. Okay. Rather than rolling 30 individual for each of these guys, I will do 5 rolls and take kind of an average out of it. I think that's kind of the easiest thing to do rather than boring everyone whilst I read the roll out. So it's a wisdom saving throw, did you say?
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's a 9, so I assume that's a failure.
Fail. Yep.
That's a 13.
That is the exact number.
Okay, so that's a success then.
Right.
Okay, that's a 19.
That's a success.
That's a 4.
Fail.
Are you like doing an action or something while this is happening?
No, so essentially, I just hold up my badge and I'm like, everyone, listen up.
This riot must disperse.
Ravnica PD.
All right, the last one.
He pumps his gas grenade gun. He's ready to go.
The last one was a nat 1, so it was a failure as well. So I'd say you have over 3/5 of this crowd under your sway for. And how long does it last for? Actually,
it lasts a turn. Essentially, okay. I'm just saying. I'm using it to essentially all the charm condition does is I have advantage on social interaction. Okay. So essentially, I'm just using that to attempt to persuade people to listen up and listen to what I'm saying. And I see that the majority of the workers here are like Rakdos people.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know how I should address them though. I don't want to call them like
peasants or something. Or...
Yeah.
We're just kind of standing in the crowd going like...
All right, I'll say, workers, I understand your plight here, but if you do what the gruel tells you to do, and you do return to the forested areas, the rubble, then sure, maybe you'll have some fun doing killings here and there, but you'll be unable to satirize all of these fools that you have so much fun satirizing. You will no longer be able to enjoy your weird shows. I mean, your fun shows. My suggestion to you is continue siphoning money off of the people who you so much disdain and use that money to fund your fun.
That was great. Okay. Before we come to the crowd's reaction, Reg, can I get you to make a perception check for me?
Oh, gosh.
Of course.
So I assumed you were kind of hanging back there. You hadn't spoken for a little while.
Yeah, I'm just standing next to Daru, like white-knuckled around my sword right now. Alright, that's 3, so that's 12.
12. Okay. So, after... You don't see anything in particular, but after your speech, Daru, first things first, you hear behind you, and you look behind it, it's the giant slapping his big palms together. He knows. But after you say that, you do notice some of the crowd seem to kind of look at each other and almost seems like comprehension comes to their faces of what they're potentially risking here. So I would say a few of them now start to break off and separate from this group and begin to disperse until it's mostly just the Gruul clan members that are left kind of standing here now before you, because once some of them start to leave, the rest of the rioters, looking around, seeing all their friends going, realize that maybe this is a little bit risky. But it's just the Gruul guys now.
When as soon as Dur's finished talking, I'll kind of tug on his robes a little bit and just be like, "Be careful, Daru. When the Gruul are here, people tend to die."
Yeah. As he kind of finishes talking, I'll turn to that Gruul guy who's like, I assume the only one left in that circle I was in.
Yeah.
I'll say, there's no need for pleasantries anymore. I think we're done here.
I think we're just getting started. And you begin now to see the Gruul guys all begin to kind of come together, and the ones off the side with the animal skull start walking out towards the center of this kind of larger courtyard for all the rioters, and he says to you all, I think you've had your fun here now, but I think it's time for you to leave.
Are you threatening a member of the Boros Legion?
I am, yes.
Oh. Usually I have to go out into the rubble to kill you lot.
Never turn down the opportunity for a fight, I say.
I'm gonna sling my bow off my shoulder.
Okay.
This is the worst mosh pit of all time.
Does anyone else want to do anything?
I want to turn to Ressix and say, I hope you were prepared for a fight, friend.
Well, don't worry. Most of my interesting backstory is fight-esque.
You are absolutely terrified, mate.
I'm really glad you're on our side.
I can't even process you right now. Turn back to the group.
I look at Cash and say, Kosh. I'm sorry, Kosh.
Don't worry, everyone does it.
Yep.
And I go, I am only on your side if you follow what the Guild Council wants. And then I unsheath my weapons and point myself at the...
Why do you threaten people before we have to trust you in battle? This is terribly timed. And then I'll take out my gauntlet as well.
Daru, is there anything you'd like to do? Or are we...
Nope.
All right. Okay. Let's move on over to the battle screen then, and we shall roll initiative.
Heck yeah.
So, if you guys can kind of place yourselves reasonably of where you'd expect to be, because everyone was kind of shuffling about the crowds.
Where were the...
Can you guys see that?
Oh yeah, I see it. Okay. Let me
Where were the giants and the...
So the giant is here, but the Vidalcan woman seems to have disappeared.
Oh.
Well, I'm over with Daru.
Yeah.
It's just behind Cash.
There-ish, I guess.
Right.
Right.
So hang on, let me have a look. These guys, what are these guys?
They're just Gruul members. They're kind of adorned in hides, and most of them seem to have spiked clubs kind of hanging at their waists, but most of them are either Viashino or goblins. But then the one figure in the animal skull is kind of towards the back, but he also just seems to have a club like the rest of them.
Okay. Bloody Gruul.
Okay, so you guys should be able to fill in your own initiative now on the turn order. See in the bottom left. If you just guys want to type in your number, that would be a great help to me, to save me having to do it. But if you want to read
I
out
have initiative, which I need to read. Okay. I rolled a 4 and a 16, so I get 19.
Rangers.
I rolled 2. Yeah. Good job. Oh wait, it's not staying.
Ooh, is that a nat 1 on Daru?
No, I have a minus initiative because my dex is 8.
Oh, okay.
There are like alternate initiative things, but
I love the idea that Daru's still trying to like break things up, and then he notices everyone charging at each other. He's like, "Oh, like, no.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Is, like, some people use wisdom as an alternative use for initiative because theoretically my wisdom's high enough that I wouldn't be slow. I'm just physically slow, and I'm just like,
Okay, all right. So
sweet one.
So yeah, they've geared up for battle, and let's do it. So just give me 1 second here.
Incoming dramatic battle
I was
music.
trying to find the right mix. I picked out the perfect music for it.
It's bad that even though we're playing, every time a fight starts, I just expect the Critical Role music to start playing. Like the dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, exactly. It's like too ingrained into my subconscious.
All right. So, let's see who's first. Reg, taking us off the bat.
Right.
What would you like to do?
Well, my friend. I will, let me see how far away these lads are. Oh, they're not. 15 feet. Bit too close to my liking. I'm going to run up these. Is this some sort of like stairs up to the warehouse behind me?
Yeah, there's a door at the top, a wooden door, but it's just an open wooden stone staircase.
Alright, I'm going to run kind of like up to the top of the staircase, basically.
Sure.
And then I'll turn around and fire off an arrow at one. I'll go center mass. I'll aim for that Viashino at the middle.
Okay, go for it.
Alright, and I have advantage because I haven't acted yet. Which is good because I just rolled an 8. And an 11 plus 7, so that's an 18.
18, that'll hit.
Alright. For a 7... Sorry, let me just check my rolls. That is a 10... He's a humanoid, so that's 12. Wait, Viashino's a medium, right?
Yes.
And I would like to use Fury of the Small to hit him for an extra 2 points of damage. That's 14 overall.
Alright, that'll do it. So, you fire from the top of your stone staircase there, an arrow that just goes straight into the forehead of this Viashino. He just lets out a kind of squeal and then just drops completely dead. And that's it. First blood.
Like shooting gruel in a courtyard.
Anything else, Reg?
No, I'll end my turn up.
Okay. Alright. So it's now the Gruel's turn, and this figure with the carved skull, he kind of looks around and says, well then, let's have some fun. And he's going to first run at you, Kosh, to start with. And
I was so diplomatic.
take a swing at you. And that's a 14.
14. I don't think that is the one. I forgot to. No, it's not actually.
Okay. The goblin next to him is going to run forward to you, Azaris, and going to take a swing at you with its spike club. And that's a 16 total.
He hits.
Okay. Okay, that is 6 damage total, piercing damage.
Rude.
Greg,
Okay.
I just spotted the Easter egg. I quite
I take
like
all
it.
6, right? Because I'm technically not raging yet.
No worries. What was that?
I just spotted the Easter egg. I quite like it.
Yep.
I won't point it out. People can try and spot it themselves.
Second goblin, he's going to run towards you, Kosh, and take a swing at you. That's a 5, which I assume misses.
Yeah.
The second one here, he's going to run over here, and then using his bonus action, because these are actually a new character from the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica called Anarchs. So they get, as a bonus action, they can move towards a hostile creature. So he's going to come round behind you, Razix, and he's going to swing at you with his club.
You guys are a little bit boxed in there.
And that's
I'm doing great.
that's a 13 total on you, Razix.
It misses.
Misses, okay. And then Deru, this one's going to close just a gap to you, 5 feet, and then take a swing at you. That's a 10.
I raise my shield and it glances.
The second goblin's going to close the distance, and he's going to swing and hopefully hit. Okay, that's 21.
All right, it hits.
All right. Thank God. That is a 7 total. Pierce. So yeah, he just swings over, claps you on the shoulder with his spike club, and that's their turn. So Razix, what you got for me?
Sure. So as this guy kind of comes forward, I'm going to cast Poison Spray on the guy just right in front of me.
Sure. So what do I do? Is
Creature
that
must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 1d12 worth of damage.
okay, he rolls a 12. Total.
He succeeds. Ah.
Unlucky.
So nothing happens.
Anything else?
No, I think honestly, I'm gonna. No, I don't really want to move.
Okay. Fair enough.
Telling me.
Oh,
Okay.
I do have a rules question though. When
Sure, go
can a reaction occur? Can it happen just on my turn?
When it's not your turn, is when a reaction can
Okay.
occur.
Perfect. I just wanted to know because my Halo of Spores is a reaction. So.
Yeah, for anyone wondering, John is one of the new character classes from the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica as the Druid of the Spores, kind of a fungal zombie-raising maniac.
Much like his character.
I
in
bloody
real life.
knew it was terrifying.
But yeah, Kosh, you're up.
Okay. Can't help but feel a little boxed in here. Okay. Well, I'm gonna put down the gauntlet. I'm gonna take out my 2 trusty daggers. Never used these before, but there's
Okay.
a first time for everything. Okay. So the first one is, oh boy, that is a 21.
Woo.
For 4 points of damage, and then the second one,
Sorry, which one is that?
the guy right in front of me. Actually, no, I'm gonna hit the big guy with the skull.
Okay, 4 points of damage.
Yeah, and then the second one is it's a 19.
Okay,
Jeez.
and which one's that on?
Also the guy with the skull.
Okay, yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, actually, this would only affect my damage, but just thematically, what I would do is, can I just punch him with my gauntlet for the second one? It would be an improvised weapon, right?
All right, sure.
Okay. So the roll is still it's a because I don't get to add proficiency, so it's a 17. I assume that still hits.
Yes.
So then it's just, I forget what the rules are for an improvised weapon.
You're not a dual wielder, so you don't add an ability modifier to the damage. You just do a d4.
Yeah, just 1d4.
Okay. Oh, 4, easy. Just clock this guy. Call me
All
Mike
right,
Tyson.
yeah. And you just clock him clean right on the face with your gauntlet, and actually spins the animal skull on his head just round a little bit, so it's almost covering one eye. And
Nice.
he's quite angry. But anything else, Kosh? Would you like to move?
No, I would not. I'm gonna
Nope.
stay.
All right.
A serious help.
You punched him, not me. All right. So I turn to this dear goblin in front of me, and I say, "Now you've pissed me off." I start raging. Rawr!
Okay.
I imagine my hair starts glowing yellow and stuff. Wrong universe, but it's fine. And I'm going to hit him with my battle axe, one-handed. Sure. Let's see if we can clock him on the head with that. Whoop. Oh dear, that is an 8.
I'm afraid that does not hit.
Oh wait, plus the rage, right?
That doesn't get into the
No.
bonus to hit.
Wait.
That's just for
Damn.
damage.
Yeah, that's okay. So that's an 8. So I missed.
Okay. Anything else?
If I move, they're gonna bite me. So.
My thoughts exactly.
Can I set up? No, I can't set up a reaction, right?
No, you've used your action.
All right. No. Yeah. All right. Okay. So then that's my turn.
All right, Daru.
All right. As I oft do, I will call down Azor's Bane upon, let's see. Oh, I can do... I guess I just have to ping them. This goblin. So the 2 goblins in front of me, and then the goblin by Kosh.
Okay. So what kind of is a wisdom saving throw for me?
Charisma saving throw.
It's charisma saving throw. Okay. Goblin below you, he rolls an 11.
Fail.
Okay, I'll give him the eye. The goblin to your right, he rolls a 3.
Fail.
That's a fail. Come on, goblins.
Us
don't let me
goblins
down.
are very charismatic.
And then the one neck on Kosh's left, he rolls a 7.
Fail.
Yes.
All right, nice.
Minus a d4 on all of their...
Might not die yet.
Okay, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, all right, back to Reg.
I'm gonna look at the giant next to me like, right, big man, you want to give his hand?
No, they told me not to make a mess.
Bloody hell. Right. I'm going to notch an arrow and take aim at the one to Daru's right, I think.
Okay.
So this guy here on this side. That is a 15.
15, that hits.
Alright. 4. Rolled a 1, so 6 points of damage.
Okay. So yeah, your arrow just kind of strikes deep into his shoulder, and he kind of recoils a bit. Really wounded, but still on his feet.
Right. And, yeah, I'll end my turn though. I'll save the fireworks for next turn.
Alright, okay. Alright, back to the Gruul clan.
Craig,
Yes.
could I use my reaction to do my Halo of Spores damage, assuming the first goblin that goes doesn't succeed on a Constitution saving throw?
Sure, can you just post that to remind me what it does? Because I've never played with one of these before, so it's... so, starting at 2nd level, you're surrounded by invisible swords. Okay, yeah, sure. Which one is it? Sorry, the first goblin.
I believe... sorry, the not goblin.
All right, okay. Well, it's his go first, so he needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yes.
Okay. He rolls an 11.
Does not save.
He does not save. Okay, so
1 die 4 damage.
okay. If you want to roll that for me,
I rolled a 3.
you rolled a 3. Okay.
As my spores kind of envelop him.
All right. Nice. Okay. So he's going to take a swing at you, Kosh, with his spike club, 2-handed, and he rolls a 19, which I assume hits.
So
And that does that.
Yeah,
I take a 19 hits. Yeah. That does 9 damage, piercing.
Oh wait,
yikes.
did you? Was it? Wait, which one was it?
It was the guy with the skull on his head. He doesn't have bane.
Oh,
on
okay.
him.
Yep.
So then the goblin to his right, he's going to swing at you, as Ares. Nat 1, miss. The one to your left, Kosh, he rolls first. Well, he rolled a 3, even with the bane, he's going to miss. God damn it, goblin's letting me down. All right. Okay, so that's a 22 initially, Daru, on the one to your right, but minus 1d4 brings it down to a 18.
That's still a hit.
Still hit. Okay. That does 8 points of piercing damage to you.
Ouch.
And then the one below you, he's going to swing at you. That's a 17 total, minus the 1d4, brings it down to a 16.
Well, it hits.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
Mm-mm.
Well, it does 4 piercing damage to you.
Good night.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
We got a man down. Oh, no.
Oh,
I'm looking
no.
pretty bad too, and our healer.
I needed him to get a 15.
Okay. All right. So Daru is down.
The goblins' revenge. We laughed at their rolls too much.
But that ends their turn. So now Razix, you're up.
I was going to cure my own wounds.
I'm again. I'm gonna try to attack spell this guy in front of me with another poison spray.
Sure. So
Another
what kind of
Constitution saving throw.
He rolls a 4.
That does not hit.
Okay.
So D12 damage.
All right. Go ahead. And
Poison damage if it matters.
roll. All right.
Oh, I rolled a 2.
Oh no. Okay, so yeah, just a few little spits of acid come flying out of your hand and land on his face, and he takes a little bit of fizz from that, but that seems to be it.
Okay.
Bane is gone, by the way,
Oh, Bane is gone. Okay.
because I can't concentrate on something if I'm knocked out.
Oh dear.
And yeah, that's all I got at the moment.
Okay. Gosh, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna say we need to focus our fire on the same ones if we're gonna get out of this alive. And then I'm gonna. Can I use my bonus action to punch somebody and then use my action afterwards? 'Cause I don't want to do an attack action. I want to take the dodge action.
I'm not sure on the exact ruling of it to make a second attack with your bonus action. I don't think you need to.
No, you can do it first.
No. Okay.
I think,
All right.
anyway. Let's see why
go
not.
for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna just try to backhand the shit out of this guy with the sword.
All right, okay. Try and back.
Remember, that as a bonus action, that's like a 1-point damage attack. It's an unarmed strike.
Yeah, because it's just an improvised weapon, right?
No, because that's if you attack and then attack, right?
Wait, why is it different than what I did last turn? We may have done it wrong last turn then.
Aren't you trying to take an attack action as a bonus action, basically?
Yes, but that's what I did last turn too.
I don't know.
I think if you're just hitting him with your fist, then it's just like 1 damage, isn't it? It's just your strength modifier. Then
okay. Well, but why is that different than what I did last turn?
Because last turn you attacked him with a dagger and then attacked him with your other weapon. You just reskinned it.
Okay, I'm confused, but I'll trust you guys on this.
Right.
So I threw a 16.
Okay, that hits.
Okay, so if it's 1 plus my strength mod, I'm pretty sure my strength mod is 0. It is. He takes 1 point of damage. Get back.
So you just sock him in the chin and knock his head back a bit, but he's still standing. Okay.
I love the idea of this like Gruul warlord and Kosh is just there punching him in the face.
You are feisty, I'll give you that.
So what would you like to do now, Kosh?
I'd like to take the dodge action.
All right, okay.
Say again more hurriedly. Asarius, help!
Okay. All right. You assume a pose to try and deflect any incoming attacks and
float like a butterfly.
Yeah. Asarius, you're up.
All right, I am going to make a reckless attack.
Okay. And against which one is that?
Let me try get this one that's right in front of me. To my north. This one.
Okay, go ahead.
Yep. All right. Reckless attacks. So I roll twice, yeah?
Yeah, yes. You have advantage.
That is a 21.
Okay, that hits, but roll the second one just in case it's a crit.
That's an 8. So
okay.
Yeah.
So 21 hits.
All right.
Roll down.
Yeah, so let's go with the battle axe. That's a D8. Yep, that's a D8. Blip. Oh, sweet. That is maths. Maths is hard. 13.
13. All right.
Yeah,
Well.
so I rolled an 8 plus the 3 plus the 2 for my rage.
Okay. Yeah, that'll do it in one hit. You just swing your axe over and just clock him right in the side, and it just buries deep, and you see just kind of blood start pouring out, and he drops dead.
Oh, goody. I'm glad about that.
Oh.
And then can I do any of my... Okay, so I can't hammering horns anything away because I killed the thing.
Yeah, I think it has to be the same.
Has to be the same target, yeah. So then I think...
That's it?
I think that's all I can do, yeah.
All right, okay. Daru, if you could make a death saving throw for me, please. Oh, no.
1?
20.
Now one,
20.
please.
One or the other.
It's one of those nat 1 type things.
Oh, no.
He does the 361 scope.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Christ.
flipping heck.
That's,
Okay.
That's what, 2 fails,
two
right?
fails, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's 2 fails.
And you have 2 goblins next to you, and they're going
Alright,
after me.
It's been good. I'm gonna go ahead and make a new character.
Oh,
The might of the Azorius Senate brought low by 2 gobbles. Oh dear. Okay. Reg, you're up.
yes, I am.
Reg, get them off him!
Right.
Fuck is this
I'm going to
giant
use my
dude?
bonus
I don't
action,
wanna die.
and I would like to apply the Snail of Hunter's Mark to the goblin to Daru's right.
Okay. So
What does
this
that
one.
do?
It's it applies my Hunter's Mark, but I like... No, sorry, like his right. I meant the one I'd already hit. This
Oh,
one.
okay. Okay.
Craig, I'm using directions in character.
You're right.
Right.
So-
And I'm going to make a shot at him.
Okay.
Which is a 9.
9 total.
Yep.
Oh.
Doesn't hit, I'm afraid.
Right. Seeing that Daru is down, I'm gonna draw my sword, sling my bow on my back, draw my sword, and I'm gonna run up to like here to this next to the other one, and at least try to get that one's attention by being like, "You bloody cruel goblins giving us a bad name!" I'm gonna brandish my sword at him.
Okay.
Get him, Reg! Get him!
Oh, you're so lucky I can't take another action. I'm gonna end my turn there.
Okay. All right. So first of all, the guy with the skull on his head next to you, Kosh, he's going to take an attack at you, but you will be at disadvantage because you are dodging. So that is that's a 13.
No, that misses. Phew.
Okay.
I've been training.
All right.
Float like a bird, flapping like a bee.
Okay, the one to your left, Kosh, is also going to swing at you with his club. That's a 23 total. Oh, but it's disadvantage. My bad.
23 on disadvantage.
Okay, it's still 23 because the other one was a nat 20.
Yep, that hits.
So that hits.
Adios.
Rip. And that does 3 damage, piercing.
It does 3. I have 4 HP. Oh my god.
All right.
Could I use my reaction on this last guy that's below me?
Sure thing.
And I get a new one. Same thing. I lost the thing. It's a Constitution saving throw against my spell DC.
You're not 20, is it?
Oh, good. No damage to him then.
All right. Okay. So the one below you, Razix, he's going to swing at you, and he rolls a 21 total.
He does indeed hit.
Yes. Okay. Bloody hell.
Cruel, our little bastards.
And that's 5 points of piercing damage.
Ouch.
And then, okay, first of all, the one that you're squaring up to, Reg, he's gonna swing at you.
Good. I might be
That's,
delaying the inevitable.
That's an 18.
That definitely hits me.
Okay.
Jesus. Craig, what did you feed these goblins?
Steroids,
Balanced
no
diet
food.
So that's
Scottish oats.
that's 4 piercing damage total.
Okay. I'm okay. I'm alright for now.
Yeah, we're really worried about you right now, Reg.
Okay.
Question. I have a question.
Sure.
Can I pick people up and throw them?
You can certainly try.
It's definitely possible.
Because there's no one
Because at this point, I'm
you.
thinking I want to pick you guys up and just chuck you out of here.
Okay. Well, we can come back to that when it happens.
All right.
Oh boy.
Episode 2.
I don't see any way around that goblin not going for you, Daryl, I'm afraid.
Well, let's hope my armor protects me.
Yeah. So
he's incapacitated on the floor, so it's an automatic crit.
Isn't it? He
That
gets
wouldn't make
advantage.
sense based on the rule.
Yeah, it would.
He gets advantage against prone targets, isn't it? And
Yeah.
if it hits, it's an automatic crit.
Okay.
I believe that's what it is. So, first roll. That's a 9 total. Second roll. That's a 13 total.
Misses. Well, it hits my armor.
Hits your armor. Okay. All right, Razix, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to use my action to channel my magic into my spores by using I'll post it in the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to use one of my wild forms to make my spores better.
Okay, so what does that give you?
Every time that I roll damage, I get to roll damage twice, add them together, and my melee weapon gets 1d6 extra points of damage.
All right, okay.
And I get temporary hit points, which is nice.
All right.
Unfortunately, that is my action, so I'm going to move here.
All right, okay, so away from the Viashino.
Yes.
Okay. He is going to take an attack of opportunity against you.
No problem.
But that is a 7, which I assume misses.
No, it does not hit.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
That is it.
All right. Kosh.
Okay. Would it take an action to talk to just to like shout.
Talking's a free action, really. It doesn't bother me.
I'm gonna put my hands up. I'm gonna say, "We surrender. We surrender. You got us. We come peacefully. Don't kill him."
I don't bloody surrender.
You just see the bloodied face of the guy with the animal skull just kind of fixes into a grin. Doesn't seem to be accepting any form of surrender.
Alright, screw you, pal, and I'll shoot a blast out of the gauntlet as it's raised. Right at him, but I have disadvantage on this, so okay. Nat 1.
Miss.
You got your hands like this, you just shoot yourself in the head.
Oh.
Anything else?
I mean, I'll shout to that giant. I'll say, "All the money on that guy if you help us get in here and save our butts."
He just kind of shakes his head slowly.
God, dude, what is with this guy?
So they said not to make a mess.
I hate this guy. All right. I guess with my bonus action, I will try to stab him again.
Okay.
With the dagger. So it's my offhand attack. That is another nat 1. Not my turn. All right.
What are you doing?
Oh, guys,
it's all over.
We're all getting ripped.
All right, Azaris.
All right, now I'm pissed off.
The mountain of the team. Can she?
She might be raging, but now she's pissed off.
Can I pick them up and throw them out of harm's way?
Well, throwing someone generally is kind of a harmful thing to do. I wouldn't say that they're.
Can I use them as projectiles?
I mean, you could try, but they'd probably be hurt by it. I would just say that it's.
All right.
I mean, it could work, but I don't see a happy outcome for.
Yeah, you could pick him up, but if you throw him, it will probably kill him.
I want to pick you up and throw you out of the way, but you're gonna. I don't know. Can I chuck you into barrels or something?
I'm a trained acrobat. This will be great.
Is that a thing we can do? Can I throw him and see if he lands on his feet? No, but then I might kill him. Uh-oh.
Throwing dudes at other dudes.
All right. Screw it. Skullman, I am raging and I am going to recklessly attack him with the one-handed battle axe.
Okay. Go ahead.
So I get advantage, right? So I get to roll twice.
Yes.
Come on, dice. This one is a 9 natural. And 11 plus a 5, 16.
And that'll hit. So you want to roll damage.
All right. That's the 1d8, right? Where's that one? This one? Yes. All right. Ooh, that's an 8 plus the 3 plus the 2. I hit him for a lot.
Ooh.
13.
Does a lot kill him?
Okay.
Does a lot kill him?
So, in response to what Kosh said about surrender, he now turns to you and says, "There's no chance of." And just as he says that, the axe uppercuts him into the chin and just knocks his head back, and he just goes flying backwards.
I love you, Viserys. Yes.
And that's the end of him.
Yes.
Anything else, Azeri?
I have nothing around me that can grab me if I move, right?
No, nothing I can see. No, there's nothing.
We still got the guy here, and then this guy,
and
then the 2 idiots next to Daru.
Daru Slayers.
So I can move. Can I run? Okay, I don't know how this works, but can I move here to try and distract these 2 goblins off of Daru?
So are you wanting to move in a straight line to there? Or, well, you'd have to go around slightly. So
I'd have to go around.
So yeah, if you have enough movement to do it, you can certainly try.
If I go there, like that? 25?
You take a opportunity attack, right?
Yeah, that you can move like that, but they will both get attacks opportunity against you.
Oh, because I'm moving into their space.
Yeah. Well, actually, one of them already took his attack against Razik, so it's only one attack of opportunity against you from one of the goblins, the one next to Kosh. So he's going to swing at you.
Oh, right, that one. Okay.
And
You're raging. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm raging.
You did reckless attack, so you are at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Aren't you? So, okay, so 16.
That hits.
Okay, so that does 7 points of piercing damage. Which will be
Which
half.
I'm half. So it's 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Sweet. All right, and I kind of taunt the stupid goblin next to me, like hit him over the head. Like, oi, pick on someone your own size. Standing like 2 meters above him.
Okay, Daru, if you could make a death saving throw for me, please.
I'm gonna go out and get my special metal D20.
Please don't die.
We need you. You're a healer.
Yeah.
I was gonna heal myself.
Heal us.
All right, come on. Well, I got an 8, so I'm dead.
Oh my god.
Rip.
Oh my goodness.
All right. That's that then.
Hey.
Well, if you ever thought we lie about our rolls.
Reg, what you got for me?
I was gonna I was gonna try my little heart out if he'd succeeded that. I guess I'd like notice Daru kind of dying,
you,
right?
You kind of hear the.
Okay,
the
I just go nuts and recklessly attack the guy. I can't do reckless attack, but I will attack in a reckless manner.
I believe in you,
Flavorfully,
Reg.
I will attack recklessly
Okay.
the guy in front of me.
Okay.
That's for a natural 20.
All right. Yep. It's nice.
That is 6 plus 1. Okay, fair enough. Plus. Sorry, let me just check. I think it's a 3. Yeah. So that's 10, and he's humanoid, so 12 points of damage.
All right, that'll do it. So yeah, you just in a rage, you just swing, and just bury your blade deep in its stomach, and it kind of screeches out and falls over.
All right. I will leave my sword in its stomach and just sling my bow off my back.
Okay.
And yeah, I guess I'd end my turn there.
Okay. Okay, first of all, the goblin next to you is Ares. Seeing all of his friends die, it's going to kind of look around and start to back away from you and move away. So,
Oh.
would you like to take an opportunity of the attack?
Oh, yeah. You're mine.
Okay, go ahead.
So what do I roll? Just a
Just a regular attack. Yep.
7.
7.
So regular, nothing added to it, hey?
Oh no, you still
That's
have
7.
your
Oh, then
You
it's
still have
12.
5 to them.
Yeah,
12.
12.
That'll hit.
sweet. What am I hitting him with?
It'll just
Whatever
just
I
your
want.
axe. No,
Oh.
just the weapon that you have in your hand. Your axe.
Whatever you
Axe.
want.
Whatever I want.
His dead
Alright,
friend
my
just.
Right. That's a 10?
That'll do it. Yeah, you swing just as it's running away from you, and you just kind of cleave off its bottom leg, and it collapses to the ground, and blood starts pooling out. That's the end of him. The one next to you, Kosh, he's going to try and run away as well. Would you like to take an opportunity attack?
I will. As he's, I won't have disadvantage. You know what? I didn't reload, so I can't. I guess I can punch him, right?
You can certainly try to punch him.
Okay, I'll try to punch him. I dropped my die. Hang on. Oh, that's a natural 13. So I just add 3 to that. 16.
16. Yeah, that'll hit.
1 point of damage. Easy. Run away from me.
All right. Okay. So that's that. And then with the rest of this movement, it's just going to start running away from all of you, and then the other Viashino next to it, they're both going to start to run away. But that ends their turn. So Razix, you're back up.
I guess my question was before: is it possible to use my reaction to use my hail of spores damage on the?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Just make sure you say it before it's your
yeah.
turn. Yeah, but don't worry about it. Just for this one. So yeah, go ahead. So which one is you going for? The Viashino.
The Viashino, yeah.
Okay.
The dexterity Constitution saving throw.
Okay, it rolls a 5 total, which I assume
that does not hit. So that does 4 damage total.
4 damage. Okay.
Now it's my turn.
Okay. That's fine. Yep. What you got for me?
I'm going to cast Chill Touch on the Viashino.
Okay.
So I have to hit him. Let's see here. I rolled a 10. Range spell attack.
I'm afraid that doesn't hit.
Turn.
Okay.
I'm going to turn to... Oh.
Does that end your turn, Razix?
Yeah, that's it. I'll head towards the party.
All right. Kosh, you're up.
Say, Razix, if you hit anything, I miss Talora. What the heck? All right.
Watch your tongue.
What are you gonna do? Miss me? All right. God, there's dead. I'm gonna run over to Daru.
All right.
And I'm gonna try to like start patching his wounds.
Okay. You start to take a look and maybe staunch some blood flow, but as you get closer, you can kind of see there's no life there, I'm afraid. But does that end your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Azaries, you're up.
All right. Well, seeing Dare on the ground, I kind of look at him, look up at the giant accusingly, and then I think, because I'm still raging, I kind of want to run after this goblin at the bottom there and attempt to gore him. So, it's 30 feet directly to him. So I am running after him. He's not getting away from me.
Okay.
So Goring Rush, what's that? So how does this work? Immediately after you use the dash action on your turn and move at least 20 feet, you can make 1 melee attack with your horns as a bonus action.
Okay.
So, yeah. I am running after him. Where's my thingy? To there. And I'm going to attempt to hit him with my horns.
Okay.
So let's see. That's a 21.
That'll hit.
All right, and then my horns to the D6. 6.
That'll do, actually. Yeah, you close the distance of this goblin and you just knock into him with your horns and just knock him flat on his back. And you hear the sound of bones breaking and shattering as he crumples to the ground.
Sweet.
Okay. So that's back to you now, Reg.
Right, I feel like someone's turn's missing there. Alright, I will run clear of the group so I have a clear line of sight. I'll use my bonus action to change my Hunter's Mark to the Viashino.
Okay.
Let's go, right. You ain't getting away either. And I'll fire an arrow off, which is 25.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Alright, that is... I rolled an 8, so that's 8, 10, 13, and then I roll my Hunter's Mark. Well,
okay, that'll do it.
Which also rolled a 6, so that is 19 points of damage.
There it is.
Holy Reg.
Okay, alright, yeah, you fire off an arrow, and it just kind of pierces through the back of his neck and kind of comes out, and it just falls down flat on the ground. That seems to be it.
Nice shot, Reg.
Yeah, thanks.
I mean, he's not been gone that long, right? They can still bring him back.
I don't know, mate.
That's how that works, right?
I've seen the Gruul cut people down before.
The life has left his eyes.
This is the council's fault.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go to Daru. Kind of just. I'll like. I assume he's not like lying on his back or anything. I would turn him over in a unusually sort of precise way for Reg, so he's on his back, and maybe take his Azorius badge.
Sure.
Oh, sorry, mate. Let's take his badge off him.
Okay, is there anything else the rest of you would like to do immediately?
I would like to kill a shit ton of gruel, please.
Same. Let's take him to the council. They can deal with this. I'm gonna pick him up.
All right.
Are his eyes still open?
No, but there is no sense.
No, I'm saying like I was. Gonna
I see what you mean. No, I would assume what Reg, if they were open, would have closed them when he bent down to get the badge.
Okay.
Do we take him to Gelder? He seems to be our point of contact.
I mean, I thought we should take him to Azorius. That's where he would have left his affairs in order.
Well,
a will of some kind to be buried, something of that nature.
Yeah, well, we're meant to go to the Institute of Civil Order as well. Don't know how kindly they take to us turning up with one of theirs dead.
I have to agree.
I kind of think that would strengthen our point that we're here on pretty important business if we were coming in with one of their own.
Oh, if one of their own could account for the fact of how he died, then maybe, but...
Do you really think that they would expect us to show up if we were the ones who killed him?
I don't know, mate. Weird ones, the Azorius. I reckon we let Gelder know, but I'm happy to go along with what you want.
I kind of don't want anything to do with the council after this.
Well, might not be
not
a
that we have a
choice
choice in the matter, but...
Yeah.
From what I've been told, you do not.
Yeah, thanks for that, Razix. Alright. You did alright there, though. Little bit, unusual, unconventional, but you handled yourself.
My thanks.
Okay. Before the party decide whatever they're going to do next, why don't we go ahead and take a quick break so people can use the bathroom, that sort of thing, and we can kind of come up with a plan of action.
Sure.
Yeah, all right.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Dead men don't laugh.
All right, guys, we'll be back in just a few moments. All right, we're back.
Okay. Welcome back, everyone. So just to be left off, unfortunately, the party had just lost one of its members, Daru, slain by some goblins.
Now in the underworld.
Yeah.
Australia.
We'll rejoin the party just after the fight with Daru's corpse kind of slung over. Was it Azari's shoulder?
Yeah. I'm cradling him.
You're cradling him.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So what would you guys like to do?
I said we take him to his family. Or
Would
rather,
us
to
know where that
Azorius,
is?
sorry. His guild, not his family.
Yeah, alright. I reckon.
Okay, so...
They'll know what to do with him.
So you guys heading to the Institute of Civil Order?
Yes.
Yep, okay. So as you guys start to walk away, Edward, the Ordov giant, just goes, bye then.
Yeah, great about a lot of use you were, mate.
Okay, so you guys travel for about 20 minutes, so you have to head mostly uphill, and carrying this obvious body with you, you do get a few looks, but no one moves to stop you until you eventually arrive outside the Institute of Civil Order. So most of you would have heard of it before. It's pretty much the main headquarters for the Azorius Senate within the 10th district. It mainly functions as a garrison and barracks for Azorius personnel. Prisoners are kept there, and also houses a large archive for outstanding cases, evidence, warrants, that sort of thing. So the structure, you can see it's located alongside a large plaza, and the plaza is very wide open with some different paths and walkways branching through it. You see some pleasant-looking gardens and paths crisscrossing it, and various people meander through it. It's got a much more peaceful feel to where you've just come from. The institute itself, it's made of worked stone with large columns adorning the outside, and several tiled domes cover the roof, and small windows and walkways and balconies adorn the walls and outside of the building. And you can see various people coming and going, a fair few of them in armor or robes of the Azorius Senate, but there are several others dressed in the colors of the other guilds and just the common folk as well. So you guys are kind of just at the base of the steps leading up, and there's a few Azorius guards, and they're kind of looking towards you as you start to approach.
Right.
I'll wave them down.
I'll walk up to the guards, I guess.
Hold there. What are you doing? Who's that?
Oh, this is Daru Kine, one of your lot. Got took out by the gruel. A little bit of a kerfuffle about a warehouse.
Darukine, did you say?
Yep.
To have his badge?
Yeah, got it. I'll get out his badge and hand it over.
Okay. So the guard kind of takes the badge from you, and takes kind of a look at it, hands it back, and says, "You'd best follow me." And he starts to walk up the staircase.
I'll follow.
Okay. So are you all following up the stairs?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you guys get a little bit closer, you see more of these Azorius guardsmen kind of line the pathway up. They take kind of a curious look at you, but seeing your escort, they kind of leave you alone. But as you approach the main entrance of the building, you can see just carved above the front doors the phrase, "To prevent action is to prevent... To prevent action is to prevent transgression." That's carved above the main door. But you guys walk inside, and the front reception, it's a little bit smaller than what you'd expect for such a large building. It's relatively compact, and people kind of jostle and push against you as they're kind of passing through on different business. But you can see kind of towards the rear of the room, there's a large varnished wooden desk that comes up to about your shoulders. Well, most of your shoulders anyway. Reg, you can't quite see over it. And standing behind it is a female human dressed in the armor and adornments of the Azorius Senate. So the guardsman walks up to her and says, "Justica, I'm afraid we have some bad news." And he kind of gestures towards the group of you, and she kind of looks up from behind the desk. "Well then, come forward and tell me what it is."
I would step forward to a point that we can actually make eye contact without me slipping under the counter.
Okay.
Right, well, got into a bit of a fight with Gruul instigating a riot, and well, this one didn't make it.
And who is he?
Daru Kine. One of your lot, I think.
Darukine. I knew him. I'm just a Camarilla. He served under me for a time in his youth. His loss is a great pain to us. I'm sorry to hear of his passing, but at least he died doing what I think he would know is right.
Yeah, he had quite the speech before he went out.
That sounds like Daru, yes.
Yeah. Badly it didn't work as well as it should have. Not his fault.
Well, I guess it's good you brought him here. We will see to his personal effects and his last wishes.
Right.
And she kind of... Sorry, go ahead.
Does someone come over to me and...
Yeah.
Where do I take him?
She kind of clicks her fingers, and two of the Azorius guards come over, and they kind of hold out their arms for the body.
All right. I hand him over.
Okay.
As carefully as I can.
Okay, once they've got him, a few more guards come over, and they begin to escort the body off to a rear door. And she kind of looks down and says to all of you, "Now, pardon me, but I may be speaking out of turn here. I believe Daru was working on behalf of the Guild Council."
That's correct.
As are we.
Were you working all together then?
Yes.
I see. Well, we have a prisoner from the attack here that we managed to preserve before the council get their hands on, and As far as I understand it, you may wish to speak to them.
We would indeed. May we speak to them now?
Yes. If you'd follow me, I will lead us there.
Right.
So she kind of steps down behind this from the desk that she's at, and you get kind of a little bit of a look at her. She's wearing kind of chain armor with kind of adornments of plate over it, and a blue and white tabard is across her, and then there's the symbol of the Azorius Senate. She's got kind of mousy brown hair tied loosely into a ponytail, and she does look a little bit worn out, but fairly kind of straightforward and to business. Anyway, she leads you through the structure, down various halls, corridors, and walkways, and most of the time you're traveling downwards until eventually you arrive in a room. The room is relatively small but well lit, and a small desk with an Azorius guard behind it is located in one corner. And behind him, you see on the wall a collection of keys hanging on a wooden board. The rest of the room has several large steel doors with small slat windows at eye level, well, for most of you. And each... So it's already short jokes. I'm sorry.
Gotta throw that in there every time. Yeah.
I'm used to it, mate, no.
And you can see each door is carved with the number 1 leading up to 7. There's 7 doors in this room with this guard behind the desk. And as you enter, Morella kind of looks at the guard and says, "Number 3, please." And he kind of reaches behind and takes a key off the wooden board along the wall. And again, look at these keys. They don't look like kind of regular iron keys. They look a little different. The top portion of them has the Azorius symbol carved into it, in amongst the carved head of an eagle with wings outstretched alongside it. And the bottom portion of the key, rather than sort of like a line of iron with like the lock at the end, it's 2 slender pieces of metal that come to a sharp point. So she takes the key off him and she walks over to the 3rd cell door, where she unlocks it, opens it, and she looks to all of you and says, "This is where we're keeping her. You can talk to her for as long as you'd like. If I will leave you to it. When you're done, just turn the key into the guard there."
Thanks.
Right.
Thank you.
Before we enter, I'm thinking we get some good cop, bad cop action going on there.
Mhm.
Daryl and I made a
Yeah.
great good cop, bad cop. You should have seen us in action. God rest his soul. I'm just saying, it works every time.
Let's just start with a few questions, shall we?
Okay, so you're going to be the bad cop. All right.
Let us see if they remember anything.
That's fine. I just want to get a game plan going in before we go in there.
Right.
All right. So, can we see the prisoner?
Yeah, so are you guys entering the cell, or are you kind of staying outside it initially?
Do we all fit?
Okay, so it is small, but it's not awful. Like, some of you have seen the inside of cells before, from the outside, I should say. But it's not awful. The conditions are kind of clean, but very Spartan. There's a bed with a slim mattress on it, and a small bucket in one corner. And lying on the bed, you can see a female human in like tattered green and white robes of the Selesnya Conclave. She's got red hair and kind of a bruised face, but she doesn't seem to look up as you enter.
All right.
Excuse me.
Yes.
We have reason to believe that you were involved in some kind of altercation just a couple days ago. That's why you're being held here, correct? Previously she was lying on her back and kind of staring up the ceiling, but when you say that, she kind of turns to her side and faces the wall away from you and says, "You could call it an altercation, I guess." Listen, I'm not here to... go ahead, sir.
What do you remember?
About the attack?
Yes.
Nothing. Apparently I was involved in it. I have no memory of it.
And the last thing you remember?
We're trying to help you here. We're not exactly lawyers, but we are on your side here.
With this, she kind of turns her head back and says, "I know. They've all said they're trying to help. I'm sick of the questions." As she kind of turns back and faces the wall.
Well, if you help us, we could potentially help get you out of here. So, what do you remember? What's the last thing you remember?
she says, I don't remember much in terms of timeline. I don't know how long ago it was. I just remember the sound of raised voices, of bells jingling, someone laughing and giggling at us. There are more people like me tied up in the wall. The people were coming and going from wherever we were. I don't know why, but one of us tried to leave and they killed him right in front of my face.
Bells and laughing, you said?
Yes.
Right. I think we know who that is.
We do. Yes, of course we do. Mm-hmm.
Do you need a little reminder, Lockin? I know you're not familiar with Ravnica lore, or are you quite happy with what that means?
Yeah, I have no idea what that means.
Okay,
I'm right there with you.
Because it is kind of obvious. It's the cult of Rakdos. Generally.
Performers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't the nicest
And then
lot.
just the cult of Rakdos, their workers. The workers were the people that left before the riot itself, right? They were Rakdos.
Are you asking me or the woman on the bed? Yeah.
No, I'm asking.
Not all Rakdos are like chaos crazed, fun-loving people. Most of them are, but some of them are. They also make up the kind of menial labor of the city. They kind of fill a needed niche in Ravnica itself.
All right, so it looks like we have another lead to follow then. Is there anything else you recall at all? Any faces, names, anything that would help us find out what happened that day?
No faces or names, but there is one thing.
Yes?
Where I was sitting, I could see the door to the room we were in. It reminded me of the one to the cell. They had it wasn't a key, it was just a simple piece of, looked like iron that they used to lock and unlock the door. And that's how they would come and go.
Huh.
All right. And what's your name?
I don't know.
Well, pick one. I'm gonna need one to remember.
I
You can be anything you'd like.
I don't have a name. I don't remember anything before that room. Even if I get out of the cell, where do I go? Do I have any family? Children?
We don't know, mate.
A lot of good people's lives have been disrupted by these people.
How big was this piece of iron?
No bigger than my finger. Small.
But you say it wasn't a key.
No, but it seemed that that's how what they used to get in and out of the room that I was being held in.
Right.
Well, I don't know what to make of that, but I imagine that'll come back up later at some point.
I reckon you might be right.
What's so funny?
No laughing matters at the moment, unfortunately. All right. So, with the matter of Daru, we didn't actually get to ask any questions at the warehouse. Do we want to go back there next? Or what's our next course of action?
I am not in any shape to do anything. Besides the wounds I have, it's been a long day of series.
I reckon we do go back to the warehouse at some point, though. The owner, I think she was called Catherine, already owes us an explanation.
I agree.
We also have our other lead of Bez to go find him as well.
Yeah.
We have options.
Why don't we go back to the warehouse in case she tries to skip town or something, just for the heck of it, and then maybe we can call it for the day. I'm just saying, I'm very tired. I'm very injured. we lost a member. I'm not really feeling my best, but we can stop at the warehouse.
You have weapons and yet used your fist.
Yeah,
well, at least I hit him when I swung. No back talk from you, bud.
Yeah, you want to talk. I'd hold my.
Look, this was on me, not all on me.
The woman on the bed kind of looks up and says, "Can you please take this outside if you have no more questions for me?"
Yeah, you're right. This is really actually very inconsiderate. I forgot we were in here.
All right.
All right, so we'll leave the cell then.
Okay.
Who had the key thing?
It was just left in the door.
I left in the door.
The guard kind of looks up and says, "Finished."
Can I inspect the key? Is there anything weird on it?
Are you taking out the lock in the door? Just yeah. I mean, it looks just like I described it. It functions like a key. It goes in the door, unlocks the door. But rather than like a traditional key shape, it's two sharp pieces of metal that are kind of thin and slender that are inserted into two small holes.
Oh, like prongs.
Yeah, like exactly. Prongs. Okay. Why can't I think of that word? Sorry.
Two sharp, slender bits of metal.
Yeah.
You used to eat.
Like a fork almost.
Like a fork.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what. And then it's got this evil card in the top with the symbol of the Azorius Senate.
All right, cool.
Right. Well.
And then we leave the cell. I'll lock it.
Okay.
Give the key back to the guard.
My thanks. And he takes the key and hangs it back up onto the door. And then you can see just kind of outside the door of the kind of cell room that you're in, you can see the Justicar there. Morella is talking to someone, and she kind of looks back as you start to kind of make your exit and says to all of you, and how did you find that?
I don't think she knows anything. I think you should be kind to them. They've had something done.
Yeah, it seems that way to me as well. But what do we do with them?
Well, look after them rather than keeping them rotting in a cell, I reckon.
Maybe that's an idea. Anyway, I'll lead you out of here. This place is a bit of a maze.
All right.
So yeah, she'll lead you all back out, back to the front entrance. Unless anyone has anything they'd like to do, is you're kind of being led through these inner halls. No. Okay. All right. So yeah, she leads you back out to the front reception and just looks at each of you and says, "Well, I am sorry about Daru. He was a good man, and it's a shame that it happened. But I thank all of you for notifying me and bringing me his remains. We will see that it's taken care of."
Thank you.
Right.
I'll let the council know of his deeds.
That would be a good idea, yes. But anyway, I have work to be getting back to, and I'll leave you. And she kind of walks off back behind her desk. You guys are back in this kind of busy reception hall.
I look at the group and be like, I reckon we go back to that warehouse. And also, after that, we got to find Mr. Razix's Bez.
Let's tackle the warehouse first.
Hang about. Razix.
What time of day is it right now?
It's approaching evening. It is getting quite dark. You guys set out this morning. You've been to the Span of Atonement in the same day, and by that it was like early afternoon, just kind of turned midday, and then stuff around the warehouse, and then all this kind of pushed us up to just before about 5 o'clock. I'd say, rough estimate.
That Bez guy is in like the shady district. I say we go there when it's light outside.
Yeah, the only thing I know about him is that he's in the poor area of the district.
Oh, never mind.
And he's a member of the Izzard League.
Right. Razix, have you ever shown us anything that proves you are working for the Guild Council?
I handed you the letters, didn't I?
Yeah, but it don't take much to fake a letter.
Fortunately, you're just going to have to believe me or go talk to the council yourself.
Right.
I don't feel like speaking to them.
Yeah, fair enough.
Likewise.
I suppose you would have took the chance to kill us back then. Right.
Not with the way he hits.
Fair point.
Oh, don't worry,
right,
I hit in different ways.
Terrifying. Right.
Really unsettling. All right, I say we visit this warehouse and then we maybe call it for the day. But let's hit this warehouse and we'll see what time it is.
Okay, so you guys traveling back to the Delove Merchant Company?
Yes.
Correct.
All right, okay. So you guys pass through the streets again until you eventually come back once again back to the warehouse. And you can see at this point all the kind of bodies and blood has been washed up. And you can see Edward still kind of standing outside. He's got his arms folded and his large hammer is kind of balanced against a wall, but that's about it.
Have you moved at all?
I had to move the bodies. That was about it.
What did you do with them?
Put them on a cart, and the cart got taken away.
Right. Is your boss in?
Catherine, I believe it was.
Yeah, that's the
Okay,
one.
at the mention of her name, you do see almost a slight shudder across the giant, and he nods slowly and says, "Yes, she's up there. If you want to talk to her, I think she wanted to speak to you lot as well."
Right. How
Feeling as
fortuitous.
usual.
Well, let's go in, I reckon.
After you.
Okay, so you guys walk up the stone stairs, and then come to this door, and then what are you doing? You knocking or just heading right in?
I'll knock.
Okay. You hear a voice kind of call out from behind that just says, "Come in."
I'll go in.
Yep.
I'd like to use my
Hello.
action to go in, please.
Okay. Lovely. Okay.
I check for traps.
Okay, sure. So you guys walk into the office, and it's simple and small and fairly unadorned. There's a simple wooden desk with a chair behind it that takes up the majority of the space in the room. There's a chest of drawers just behind that, and the one side of the room is just covered in windows that look down onto the warehouse floor. And there's one empty chair in front of this desk, but sitting behind the desk is a woman who's dressed in the black and white of the Orzhov Syndicate. And she looks kind of close to middle age. Her face is kind of slightly lined, and her hair, which is turning slightly grey, is kind of pulled up into a tight bun. And she kind of looks at you all and says, "And how can I help you?"
I'm gonna walk right up and sit down in the chair.
Oh, a bit presumptuous.
Right. Well, I was wondering, how'd you let a bunch of gruel in here start riling up your workers?
The Gruul are a contentious lot. We've dealt with them in the past before. Normally, a strong arm is enough to see them off, but they seem more organized than what we were used to. But I thank you for dispersing them.
Came at a great cost.
Well, the cost of doing business, as they say.
Yeah, except that cost now includes you having Azorius eyes on you. It was one of them that died.
Okay, all right, Merchant, why don't you make a perception, or Reg, sorry, make a perception check for me after you say that.
Alright. That is a 14.
Okay. Yeah, you, after saying that, she's kind of holds herself fairly close together, but you almost see her eyes widen very slightly at the mention of that. Well,
You know, oh,
sorry.
sorry, Craig.
Well, they're free to look.
Yeah, I don't think you mean that.
You know, I'm not even surprised that a good man died out there and you don't even seem to care. And I'm not surprised. I talked to some of those workers.
People
You're
die-
exactly like I thought you would be.
Well, I would expect nothing less from a member of the Izzet League. Impassioned and a bit vapid.
Oh, get dunked. Ah.
I know all too of death, but unjust death is not necessarily the way to go here.
People die every day in this city. One death among many. What does it matter? Progress marches on.
Big woman to say that up in an office with a giant out there standing in front of you. I didn't see you out there.
No, that's why I have the giant.
He didn't do much either, to be fair.
Yeah.
All the use he was.
He's my plan B in situations like that.
What's your plan A?
Luckily, well,
Just hope that a bunch of us show up and deal with your shit.
Hope old Reg comes along and gives them what for.
Yeah.
Normally, that's what I would hope for, but
everybody wants a bit of old Reg.
I can't say that I do.
Well,
anyway.
Give it time.
Now then, I assume you had a reason for dispersing that riot and risking your lives. Unless you just wish to court my gratitude, in which case you've earned it.
No, we're here on official business. Got a little bit distracted though, obviously. We wanted to ask you about your weapons and who you had sold them to recently. You may have heard of the attack at the Festival of the Guild Pact. We found weapons bearing your symbol, or the symbol of fire and steel.
Yes, I'm familiar with Mr. Orlo's work. He supplies me and I sell them on. We've had that relationship for some years now. I'm familiar with the attack, but I don't see exactly how that relates to my business. However, I have the feeling I know why you're here. The weapons that were used in the attack most likely came from me, but I assure you, I did not sell them knowingly, at least to someone I knew that would carry out this work.
May we see your records?
Does she seem to be saying the truth when she says that?
Make an insight check.
15.
Yeah, she seems quite forthright about that. There doesn't seem to be any veiled lies in that.
Well, who did you sell it to?
Would you believe me if I told you I couldn't remember?
Probably not.
Well,
Not at all.
I'm afraid you'll have
I
to.
might.
Based on what we've heard recently, that's not too far of a stretch.
The reason I must say I did expect a visit at some point. The sale strikes out of my memory because for the life of me, I can't remember the face of the man I sold them to. When I try and recall them in my mind, the face is blurred.
What, are you saying you've been tampered with or some such?
It would seem that way, wouldn't it?
Oh, we met someone just like that. Do you have any memories? Jingling bells or slaughterhouses, perhaps?
Nothing quite like that. However, diligent note-taking is how business is done these days. And she reaches into one of the drawers of her desk and pulls out a bill of sale that she kind of shows to each of you. And I assume you're all going to look at it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it seems fairly sort of standard stuff. The seller's name is or the buyer's name is left blank, but it's covered in sort of the kind of stamps of the Orzhov Syndicate, and it's for the delivery of simply 30 swords, selling at 10 gold each. So 300 gold she earned from the sale. The instructions for the delivery was what also sticks in my mind. Normally, they would either be picked up from our warehouse, or we would have them delivered to a location, specifically someone's place of business or a garrison, perhaps. The buyer merely wanted them left in a marketplace. So we did.
Where?
The market of the 7 spices.
Well.
It's a big place, isn't it? Anywhere more specific than that?
They just asked us to leave the weapons there.
You didn't find that interesting? Strange, peculiar at all?
I did, but they paid gold up front, and I simply delivered on my promise.
And that's just the price of doing business, huh?
You're catching on.
What a charmer you are.
She's Orzhov, mate. That's all they care about. Ain't that right, Catherine?
He knows it as well.
Well, anything else you can think of that might help us?
Well, the weapons were delivered left in the center of the marketplace. But my curiosity was piqued, so I sent a man back there a few days later, and they were gone. Somebody did receive that shipment.
Right.
Best we go and poke around there, I guess. Ask a few
we'll have
questions.
to do that tomorrow, though. They won't be trading right now. Some of the traders might have seen it, though.
Yeah, they'll be our best chance. I mean, if we do think that there's people messing with people's memory here, they couldn't have gone around and wiped out the memory of every single trader. So surely somebody saw something and can give us something to work with.
We've got to be careful, though. I don't reckon I'll fancy having my memory wiped.
Some things I'd like to forget.
Well, yeah. You ain't wrong there, but I don't fancy not knowing who I am.
Do you have any further business with me? It's been a long day and I would like to get home.
Right.
I think we're done.
The way I see it, you owe us.
For what?
We saved your hide out there.
Did I ask you to?
Not the point.
Bloody hell. Ash, you joined the wrong league.
Kosh, why don't you make this would probably be an intimidation check, I'd say.
Yeah.
You go ahead.
12.
A bold effort, but I'm afraid that you acted on your own behalf for this one.
Yeah.
And I've already paid you with this information.
Next time you see a lot of gruel milling around your warehouse, call the Bloody Legion, would you?
Maybe I will.
Might save lives,
or maybe
right?
I'll hope to find you again.
I'm gonna step right in her personal space.
Sitting down and lean him.
Yeah, no, I'm literally gonna lean over the desk. Like if she's sitting down, I'll stand up and lean over the desk.
Okay.
I'll say, you better watch yourself, or you're gonna find out the price of doing business with us.
I would just like to point out that is him saying that, and not me.
We are not affiliated with Cash in any way.
Fine. Price of doing business with me then.
It's Kosh.
Damn it.
Don't say that for him. We gotta make him say it. That's the joke. In our right, Cash.
Noted.
Right. Kosh, let's go.
Back off of the desk.
It's kind of like gesture at him and head for the door.
Yeah. I'll start walking out.
Sure thing. So you guys go back down the stone staircase and find yourselves back in the kind of courtyard of the warehouse. So what would you like to do now? It's at this point kind of approaching sundown.
On our way out, I'll clap Kosh on the back and say, "Mate, you must not get out much. Don't threaten the syndicate. People who do that, they don't tend to do too well."
Yeah, I guess I'm not really myself right now. That was probably not the smartest move.
Understandable, mate. Never gets that easy. Oh my goodness, the warehouse is falling down! I say understandable,
Wild
mate.
strays leapt from the building yonder.
Been a hell of a day, mate.
Yeah. Well,
perhaps it's time to rest and decompress.
Or decompose in your case. Sorry,
a witty one, I see.
It was left open, I had to.
Reg, you can have inspiration for that.
Yeah. I'm taking you at face value.
Okay. So
let's head back to Gelders then.
Okay.
Shall we? And I guess, unfortunately, a room's opened up, so Kosh, you're welcome to take Daru's, I guess.
Right.
So are you guys all making your way back to Gelders then?
Yes.
Oh, I just realised I'm actually all clean and shiny now because Talora fucking prestidigitationed me.
Actually, no, she didn't. It got it was stopped because she
tried to got stopped. Yeah.
No. She did it afterwards.
She did it after. Yeah.
She did. My bad.
I'm clean and sparkly.
You are clean-ish.
I've never looked so valiant in my life.
Okay. So by the time you arrive at Gelders, the sun has gone down, the streetlights are on, and I assume you guys just head in.
Yeah.
Gelder, you got anything to drink here?
Yeah, something strong, mate.
Well,
I've never drank before.
Well, you walk in the front door, Gelder isn't there, so.
Well, I'm just shouting anyway.
Gelder!
Decant the wine. So you guys walk in, and there's the elderly locks it on, sitting behind the desk again, still sort of adorned in all her shawls and jewelry. He says, hello, dearies. You've come back. And then she notices you, Razix, and says, oh, and you've brought him as well. Lovely.
Yeah, that was our reaction too.
Yeah. Calmed as always.
How went your day then?
Not great.
Rather not talk about it.
Yeah.
All right then. You're looking for the man himself.
Yeah, I reckon.
He's upstairs in his office. You can just go in.
Right.
So you guys head upstairs and walking through the door and enter Gelder's office, and he's sitting behind his desk, just with a glass of some sort of amber liquid in his hand. He's just kind of staring out the window. He says, "Hi, oh, come back, welcome back. How did the day go for you?"
Not great.
Not well.
We made progress, but Daru, unfortunately, well, he died.
He died?
Gruul got him.
What were you doing facing the Gruul? Or what was he doing facing the Gruul?
Got tied up in some riot at a warehouse, trying to keep the peace, following a lead.
Yeah, he tried to calm a crowd and rather got caught in the middle of it.
I see. Well, that's some dark news, I must say. Let's have a drink, eh? And he opens the drinks cabinet that's kind of behind his desk and kind of takes out 4 glasses and places in front of each of you and says, "And where's Talora?"
She got someone to talk to council, rather thinking you might know.
Yeah, any ideas why?
Yeah, we were hoping you would help.
I've heard rumblings that they were a bit curious about her, but I don't know. Winds me up a wee bit, but I don't know. Anyway, let's have a drink to Daru. And he kind of pours into a glass some sort of amber liquid for each of you.
I will take the liquid.
To Daru.
Okay. Aye, to Daru. And he takes a drink. And you all get... it's quite smooth at first, but then it's got quite a slight burning aftertaste. Until eventually that is replaced by... It warms you up inside, and it's quite pleasant.
You know, I've never drank before, but in the 3 days I've known you guys, I've drank twice now. You're a terrible influence.
Right. And then you have, good cop, bad cop a couple of times. You've threatened the Orzhov Syndicate, and you've punched a member of the Gruul. So,
look,
I'd say we're about even.
The one time I decide to be the bad cop is the one time I'm apparently not supposed to be. Sorry.
To be fair, he got a really good hit in on the big guy with the skull thing. I was impressed. Just saying.
He did, and then you killed him, I believe.
I did.
Yeah, good job on that one.
I softened him up for you.
I will say I was worried about your prowess on the battlefield, but I'm happily surprised.
Well, good. I was going to lose sleep over that, but smooth sailing now. Let me tell you.
Right.
Anyway.
So,
I've been giving you a hard time, but you didn't kill us out there. Took a few hits.
You were moderately useful.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I like you. I'm just saying I don't actively dislike you anymore.
That's absolutely fine. I understand that I am a little different, but don't fret. I am your ally for now.
Why does everybody play the race card? It's not a race thing.
Yeah, well, I feel like sometimes with me, it arguably is. Right.
So, what else did you learn anything today?
Yeah, there appears to be some sort of tampering with memory going on.
Yeah, we encountered now 3 individuals that don't seem to remember anything, which is frightening.
Troubling. Aye, troubling.
Yeah. And the weapons that were left in the middle of the 7 Spices market, was that what was it called?
Yeah.
The market of the 7 Spices.
Market of the 7 Spices, yeah. So that'll be our next lead that we pursue.
All right.
That'll be done for the night, I think.
Yeah, I need to get some rest.
Yeah.
Have a think about
Gosh.
things.
All right. Well, even if the guild council won't say it, I do thank you all for what you're doing here. It can be easy, and hopefully you'll be rewarded in time. But I can't promise anything.
Right.
You've been kind to us, Gilda. Thank you.
Gilda, do you have parchment?
I do.
I just wanted to write a report to the guild council. If you could see to it that they get it, that would be great.
Sure. Okay, so
right. I'm gonna go off and collapse in my room.
Okay. So Razix, Gelder hands you a piece of parchment and a pen, like an actual fountain pen. It's not a quill, a little bit more technologically advanced than Ravnica.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of detail the kind of stuff that we just told Gelder and make sure that they understand up at the council what's going on.
Sure thing. Okay. So the rest of you all just heading off to bed for the night. Does anyone have any final things they'd like to do?
I want to... Sorry, go
first. No, you first. I insist.
Right. Oh, well, thank you. I'm going to go to my room and try and get blood off my armor, because I imagine Daru bled quite a lot on me.
Yeah.
So that's my thing. That's my ritual. Every night, clean my weapons and armor.
Sure.
Before I head to bed.
And Kosh, what are you doing?
I'm going to do a little bit of tinkering and then maybe like 10 minutes, just finish something up. And after about 10 minutes or so, after we all kind of split up, I'm going to go knock on Reg's door.
Okay. So, Reg, you hear a knock at your door?
All right. I pull my nightshirt on. My loose-fitting nightshirt, my little nightcap as well. And I go and open the door.
Okay, Reg. First, Reg, that outfit is adorable.
Right? Practical. Comfy.
I've been working on this design for a while. Initially, Imbert and I were going to use it to communicate when he was in the field and I was in the office, or vice versa. But I think you should have it for now, just in case we should ever get separated. And I'm going to hand him this like small kind of like carved steel contraption, and just going to hand it to you. This is a sending stone. If just once a day we can send a message back and forth to each other.
All right.
Just in case
what kind of message?
Just if we would ever get separated, or if we were ever to split up for any reason, I figure somebody should have it.
How do I use it?
It just takes a command word to activate, so you can just say send.
Right, I'm gonna take the stone and look down at my hand. I'm gonna go. All right, send.
I believe it does require attunement, doesn't it? A sending stone is a magical item. So I
don't actually.
It will require
doesn't
an
work.
hour's attunement. So, Reg, you say that into the stone, and gosh, you don't hear anything other than Reg right in front of you.
Oh, wait a minute. Right. I forgot. This is technically magical. You're going to have to spend an hour with that thing.
All
And
right.
then it'll work.
All right then. I'll put it in one of my
Reg,
pockets.
don't do anything weird with the stone, all right? It just means you have to hold it for an hour, okay?
All right. I'll hold in my hand like. Well,
You know,
thanks for the rock, Cash. I appreciate
Look,
it.
yeah, Look, there's another thing too. You may have noticed I'm not exactly battle hardened.
Continue, yeah.
I've never lost someone before. Not like this anyway.
Oh, right.
Not watching them. You know, my dad was in the Legion, and he died when I was a kid. But
Right.
I didn't watch him die. It wasn't like this, you know. This was.
Yeah, it's different, isn't it?
I mean, I was standing right there, and I just couldn't do anything.
Right. Well, gets easier with time, but yeah, it was a rough one today. I've seen quite a few die, and died myself once, but that's a story for another day. It gets easier.
I hope so.
Just stand behind me, or, well, more accurately, stand behind Azares, and you'll be fine.
That's the
I
plan.
heard that.
Well, you're massive, mate, so...
All right. Well, I won't keep you. Just keep the stone on your person, just in case.
Right.
You know, I was gonna give it to Talora, but I get the feeling she doesn't like me very much. Can you believe that?
Talora doesn't like anyone very much, it seems.
Yeah, pretty weird.
Wouldn't even give an old veteran a bit of bread.
Just disrespectful, really.
I know, it is, mate, it is.
All right. Well, I appreciate the talk, Reg.
That's alright, you ever think like that again, just talk to me. Or, well, you can send me a message, which definitely will work. Yeah. I'll get right back to you, mate.
I appreciate it, Reg. All right. I'm gonna walk back to my room.
Right.
Okay.
I'm gonna get in bed. I'm just clutching the stone.
Okay, so
wonder if this actually does anything.
Okay. So you're clutching the stone, and that's fine. Razix, after you finish drafting your letter and hand it to Gelder, what would you like to do?
I'd like to just pretty much go straight to bed. Try my best to get some sleep.
Well, there's 3 rooms. Room is occupied at the moment, but there is an extra bed in each one. Which room would you like to sleep in?
I knock on Azares' door.
Okay, Azares, you hear a knock at the door.
Come in.
Open the door.
Hello,
It seems
Razix.
as if there aren't enough beds for everyone.
Well, Talora's not here, so you are most welcome to hers for the time being.
You have my thanks.
Sleep well.
Okay, so are you just bedding down, Razix? Yeah. Okay, all right. So you guys all drift off to sleep, and I guess that's where we call it for the night. It's a good place to stop, is any? What a session, eh?
Oh my goodness.
I didn't think first session I'd be playing, I'd have someone die, but you know.
Yeah. It's a rough first session.
Yeah.
How could
Rough
this
second
happen
session.
to me?
You made your mistakes.
Blood goes on, except mine.
I like how we were laughing about all the goblins rolling like 2s and then they murdered Derek.
Yeah.
They just flipped a switch. They were not happy.
They got the Glock out and popped Derek.
Yeah. It's pretty nuts. So yeah, I guess that's it from us for the night. For anyone who tuned in kind of halfway through, the VOD will be uploaded onto YouTube tomorrow, so you can check it out there if you missed any of it. And we'll be live again next Saturday here at 10 p.m. GMT, so you can catch us then. But that's it from me, so goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Adios.